Yo, everybody. Thanks for joining. Just wanted to pop up tonight, practice doing some new things here on StreamYard and do a little real fake news. A little real fake news. Maybe it's fake, maybe it's real. Nobody knows. What's up, SO? Crispy Treat. What's up, Crispy Treat?
Not much.
Now, how did your audio go bad?
Up here. Not much. How are you?
All right.
You feeling good?
No, I'm feeling horrible.
I know, right? we both have been hit with the bug.
Now, is your audio a little low or something?
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me see. I got my new fancy microphone, but oh, is that better?
No.
No, but I'm not here. Let me see here.
How about SO in the chat? Can you be a microphone sound checker for us?
Is this better? This has got to be better. Testing.
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just not as clear as you were. But
are you trolling me?
No, I'm not. Let me turn you up a little bit.
Yeah, SO. Can you hear me okay, SO? Let's see what he says. I feel like when I go to find Mr. Duggar's channel is ridiculously hard to find for some unknown reason.
Right.
And then I'm subscribed to both of you, so it should be easy. Yours was hard to find for some reason. So
SO said drop out and rejoin. It's trash.
Is it? Is it? Oh no. Oh my god. All right, I'll do that. You got, or is it trash because you're an audio snob, or is it like
No, whatever you were doing last time was like absolutely clear. It's
okay.
it just kind of sounds a little staticky and kind of like you're away from the microphone.
No. Oh my god. All right, hold on. I'll be right back.
I like SO straight to the point. It sucks. Oh boy. So how you been doing, SO? Yeah, this audio thing. Even when you think you're getting used to it, you realize you don't know what the hell you're doing. It's only like 3 chords. Let's say 1, 2, 4 chords. It sounds like a Temu airport. Well, how do I sound? Do I sound like I'm inside of the Gutter's washing machine? I sound like I have AirPods? Or Crispy over there with the AirPods? SO's turned into Travel Fools over here. SO's turned into a sound snob.
Wait.
All right.
Nope. Hold on. Okay, wait. Oh, wait a minute. Give it a second. Okay.
Whatever you do, don't change anything.
Oh, God. Okay, hold on. Don't change anything. That makes me like, okay. Is that better? See, to me, I hear like a little buzzaroos. Do you not hear the buzzaroos? A little bit. SO, what do you think?
If he says that, it is.
Okay. Okay. All right, good.
See, that's how you sounded before.
Oh, okay.
All right. Then when you came up that second, you sounded like you were inside Gutter's pub washing machine.
That's where I like to be. I don't know what happens, but like, and I'm not even moving anywhere or anything. It just happens to me. Yeah. I don't know why. It's crazy. I like, there's a channel I love to watch, and this guy, I mean, it's a pretty decent sized channel for him not to have perfect audio, but I feel like his audio is bad because he's in the basement, and you can tell he's in the basement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that shouldn't really matter though. I don't. If he's,
It does, though. It for some reason it does. In his case, it does.
you know, I was watching a show, and it's a pretty. I forget what it was about. It was a couple weeks ago, but it just made me laugh about the sound snobs or whatever.
Hmm.
Two guys, and they had perfect audio, perfect cameras. They had everything, and they had a
Yeah.
guest that was coming in to talk about something, and she came in with AirPods on,
Oh
and she's
God.
not connected to anything at all, and she sounded like she was like in the engine of an airplane the whole time. And she had a delay, and this guy was getting so pissed off. He was like, "Do you think next time you can join my show, you can have some good fucking audio?"
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it's I and then I see people all the time come up on a live stream and they've got their TV on. I'm like, oh my God, I want to just, I can't wait for them to drop. It drives me nuts. It's like, well, do you realize that there's other people watching with that, that would like to hear and not listen to the background of your television?
Right. Well,
It's
people don't
crazy.
realize most people watch YouTube for like you know, shorts and like if they're playing around or
Yeah.
sports videos or nature videos or stuff like that. A lot of times people don't realize that probably half the people that listen to like shows like this or podcasts or anything, they usually listen to them not when they're live, like when they're driving around or working in
Hmm.
the house or something. That's why the sound is so better.
Yeah. I'm always in the car or I'm cleaning or doing something like working or whatever. A lot of times like when I'm chatting even like I'm walking and chatting at the same time, So I mean I'm on a mobile device a lot because of just, you know, my movement. I'm constantly moving around. So I mean I don't know. I'm on my iPad sometimes too. But other than that, uh I feel like it's really hard for me to sit down and do YouTube. The only time I'm sitting down is driving,
Right.
which, and when I'm driving, I live in the middle of a forest. So like when I say a forest, I mean it's called a forest. It's not just me saying that I live in the middle of a forest. And it's yeah, the actual like it's zoned for, they cut out like the middle of the forest and made a neighborhood, but it's zoned for horses and not, and it's not really made for YouTube.
Yeah. Probably not easy to watch YouTube when you're trying to not hit a tree.
Right. Oh God, it's the deer. It's the deer that are trying to kill me. And they come in like, what is it? School, I don't know what you call them, but schools, not schools of deer, but like what are they? They're like a
I don't know. I call them
herd.
a bunch of deer. I don't
A
know.
bunch of them. Yeah. The worst thing that we have here though is like there are a band of coyotes that come out of the woods, and they will have like captured a little designer dog in the neighborhood or something, and it is absolutely the worst sound you could ever hear in your life, and they are howling and they're red eyes and they look like just demon possessed. And they like I tried to like take a super soaker to them once, that didn't do anything.
No.
Not a thing. They're terrifying though. It's like there's a whole herd of them. Like whatever it is, there's a whole bunch of them that come out and they are so scary. I have my little indoor I'm a cat owner for the first time ever. I've never owned a cat in my life.
Hmm.
And I'm here to tell you that cats are fucking weird.
Well, they hate you.
Yeah, they really do. And
They just
that
tolerate you because you feed them.
Well, I don't know about this one though. This one is the weirdest cat. First of all, I've a theory on cats, and that is they know they can tell that you don't like them, and so they can tell people that don't like them, and they either try to piss you off because they know that you don't like them, or they try and like befriend you because they know that you're like not into them. And so regardless, you'll be the only person in the party that dislikes cats, and the cat will come to you the entire time and just, curl up around your legs, around your shoulders. It's like, get off of me, cat. My cat is like obsessed with me, like will not leave me alone. It's a Siamese cat, and he's really pretty. His name's Mr. Meow Meow. And
Well,
yeah. And he's a really pretty cat or whatever. But my daughter was working uh at the uh she works at the shelter for, and it's all dogs at the shelter. I thought my house was going to turn into a shelter, but I had decided that I would allow her to bring home a dog to recuperate when they get, fixed.
right.
So we have like a new dog every week that just comes for a few days, and then we send them back. And that's all I can do. Like, I can't do any more. I don't want any more animals to take care of. And I'm not a big animal person as to begin with. I mean, I like them, and I don't want to see them hurt. And I feel bad for them when they're trying to recuperate, like in a surgery situation, and they are, they're surrounded by other barking dogs and can't rest. So, but that was my first time, like, this cat, when the cat got fixed. Oh my god, they sent him home so high. He was so high he couldn't even take a step. He would like take two steps and fall sideways. And then I was left by myself with him. I didn't know what to do. He was just like, I felt so bad. I laid on the kitchen floor with him. I laid in the laundry room with him. Like, I would just lay down on on the floor. I laid on the floor because I felt so bad. I didn't want to pick him up because I felt like that would hurt him more.
You don't
And
sound like you don't like pets.
I don't know. Well,
You,
listen,
you just you like animals. You just like 'em when they're somebody else's pet.
right? Yeah, like, kind of. I think what it is I'm scared of them. I'm scared of animals. Like, even when this cat like does these surprise parties, oftentimes like he'll be hiding and then just jump out of nowhere. I mean, I just get scared. Or if they like want to, I don't know, scratch or bite or something, that freaks me out. And I don't want them to be hurt either. That makes me really uncomfortable. If they're hurt, I don't know what to do. But I'm really good if it's a human being that's hurt. Like, I am I'm really good under pressure that way. Like, I don't panic. I'm CPR certified. I am good with that. But when it's an animal, I don't know what the hell to do.
Yeah, just toss them out in the backyard and see what
I
happens.
don't know, right? Like, maybe the coyotes will get them. Oh my god. You still have like a small child, so you might be in the guinea pig stages and stuff. I don't know.
No,
But no, like, don't get one of those. Those things are
no.
weird too.
The dog is. She got a dog. That's
Yeah.
about the limit there. We're not getting into the whole guinea pig and shit like that. No way.
Yeah, we killed the guinea pig like on accident twice. We had two of them, and they both died because she like brought them outside, and we've got treated grass, and it took two of them to figure that out. But yeah, that thing was, she even said, she's like, mommy, she brought him in my room with us, like in the shoebox, and she was like, maybe you can make him feel better. I'm like, I literally, he was dead at that. She just thought he was sick. She's like, he won't wake up. I'm like, oh my god. So I immediately went out and bought her a designer dog that day. Like, I wasn't planning on it. It was absolutely a uh purchase that I had some buyer's remorse for it, but it was a cute little dog, and he was a good little dog too. He's a Shorkie. Do you know what those are?
I have no idea what a Shorkie. I'm assuming some sort of Yorkie.
It was between a it's what is it? It's like a Shorkie and a Shih Tzu, I guess.
Shorkie.
A Yorkie and a Shih Tzu, I suppose. Is that what it was? Yeah.
I
What did I
don't
just
know.
call it? Yeah, I think that's what
Shorkie.
it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
was
know
really little. He's only like 3 pounds and he was super cute. And he was pretty much mute, which that made it nice. Then he didn't hardly bark.
Yeah,
He
that's
wasn't
it.
a yappy dog.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
somebody who bought a $4,600 dog. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh my God.
What are you doing?
Well, my ex-boyfriend from high school, him and his wife own this pet store. And he had just asked me if I like wanted that there was some lady that I guess couldn't take care of her dog and she wanted to give it away or whatever. And I was like, well, I didn't want a used dog. And I wanted like a brand new dog. And that dog that he was giving away was the same breed. And I should have gone with him. And I don't mean a used dog. I just mean like I wanted one that like she could train, and I don't know. I don't mean it sound like a used dog. I mean like a
Used dog.
That's not the right wording.
It's something with about 70,000 miles on it.
Yeah, like I was worried about it, like dying or whatever.
Right.
Just
Yeah, you don't want to get a dog when it's gonna kill over in about a year.
right, right. And those dogs don't have like longevities, long lives. What was our dog? What was the dog name? Or I mean the dog.
Which one?
What was the breed of the dogs?
What kind of dog? What
Our
dog?
dog, Bubba.
Shorties. They're
Shorties.
They're Shih Tzus and Yorkies.
I was right. Shih Tzus and Yorkies. Don't. Okay.
Shih Tzus and Yorkies.
Yeah, it was a little tiny little thing. We had two of them. One, Romeo and Bubba.
See, I don't have to worry about my daughter wanting a cat because I'm deathly allergic to cats.
Oh, my dad used that excuse too.
It's a true excuse, though.
Yeah, he told us that my whole life, and then like that was not even true.
It is for me, though. I found out when I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
I was friends with this girl across the street, and I went over to her house, and I was playing. She brought her cat out. And we were playing with her cat, and this cat was like rubbing all over my face, and I was petting it, and whatever. So
Right.
I don't remember anything after that.
Oh my God.
But he just brings me over back to my house. He knocks on the door. He tells my mom, he's like, "There's something wrong with your kid." My eyes are all swollen, hives. I can't breathe. Just
God.
freaking out. They had to rush me to the emergency room, and it was bad.
That's really bad. That's not even like that's no joke bad.
Like it closes up my
Your breathing.
Yeah. It feels like I don't know how to describe it. It just I could not get any air in.
Yeah, that is, and then the worst, like when you can't get air in and you start to panic and you can't help but the panic, which makes it worse. But
so they told after that they're like, just don't be around cats. So
you
like
should have an EpiPen, by the way.
Yeah, I probably should, but it's real easy to avoid cats. Just
Well, you never know, and like if it's that bad of an allergy, you absolutely should have an EpiPen around you. You really should. I mean, those things are expensive though too. Those EpiPens. I didn't realize how expensive those are without insurance. Someone told me how expensive they were, and I looked it up because I thought they were full of it, and they're not. They're expensive.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people these days are now taking that diabetes drug for weight loss, the Ozempic.
Ozempic, yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen a lot of people taking that?
Oh, I mean, I just famous people online or whatever on Twitter. I see they go from skinny to a skeleton.
Yeah, and then they have Ozempic face though,
Mm,
which that's a thing. They call it Ozempic face. Kind of like how if you remember back in the day, Star Jones, when she got skinny, or Al Roker maybe. I don't know. Like when those people got skinny and their faces looked I mean, they almost looked better heavy. I don't know how to even say it. That's not Ozempic face, but those are examples of people that looked strange once they lost the weight, I guess.
yeah.
Like their head was too big for their bodies. Some people are like that. Or like opposite, people that are take steroids and then their head is real tiny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They look like, yeah, like the fat doesn't really leave their head.
Yeah.
They lost like 300 pounds from the neck down.
Right. Like yes, yes, yes. I don't know, but I've seen a lot of people, and now that it's like they've got a generic form of it, and so now you're seeing the everyday person with that are taking the Ozempic.
Esso said he told his wife that he was allergic to cats. She said, "You can take Benadryl."
Oh God, that's rough, Esso.
See, if
Yeah,
I go into somebody's house and I don't right away know that they have a cat, I can
yeah.
start to feel it within like 5 minutes,
I bet you can
and
if you got that kind of an allergy. Yeah.
I'll leave and I'll take like 2 Benadryl. Yeah, Benadryl
Oh.
will like buy me some time, but I gotta, yeah, it's bad.
Before you get to the ER.
Yeah,
That's terrible. You should have had allergy shots. I had allergy, believe it or not, I had really bad allergies as a kid and had to go through allergy shots and stuff. And then I just quit. I lived in Nashville at the time. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but, I guess like I just kind of grew out of my allergies. And I didn't have any at all, like for, gosh, 20 years probably. And then I started to get them again. They were all like they were all airborne allergies, they weren't
hmm
anything else. But I started to get them again. So I mean, we both have got like a cold brewing or something, some kind of a fevery, stuffy, achy. What's that
oh yeah,
commercial? Stuffy, achy fever. I haven't had NyQuil in a long time, but man,
oh,
that's a great drug. That NyQuil.
that is a drug for sure.
Yeah, that'll
I took too
knock you
much.
out.
I took too much NyQuil one time, and I woke up in my car in the passenger.
Yes. Yes. Yes, that drug will like you absolutely need what do you call it? The God, I always forget the name of it. The stuff that wakes you up from fentanyl. What is that called? Not Narcan. You need
Yeah.
Narcan for that NyQuil. I feel like that with weed though too, honest to God. I can't like listen, I've got the tolerance of a sailor when it comes to, alcohol and whatever, but weed, I cannot smoke weed for anything. It gets me it's too hot. It's too much. It's too much. I don't and I also I've got shit to do. I can't be that high that long.
Mhm.
I have shit to do.
Yeah, I had to stop drinking liquor.
Did you?
I don't know. It was like cocaine or something to me.
Was it?
Just never wanted to stop and never got tired. Never got
Yeah.
just go on for like 15 hours.
Well, I mean, listen, I've been working I sell wine and spirits for a living, and I've done it for over 20 years. And so we've got, tequila tastings at 7:30 in the morning. It's
7:30 in the
oh
morning.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's like what time they used to do them like after oh God. We used to do them after office hours, and then nobody would get up to work the next day. Like we would be shutting the place down. It was not good. So they started doing them before office hours, which we, and we've got the choice to spit it out, but nobody really ever does. Mm.
If
And
I
then,
started drinking tequila at 7:30 in the morning, I'd still
yeah,
be doing something at 7:30 the next morning.
exactly, right? So, but well, I mean, that's just what they do now. We just do them in the mornings, and when we've got a new product in or whatever. And like with my company, you have to know. Like I have to know so much bullshit. It's so stupid. And, like, talk about the most pretentious job ever. Like you would you would lose your mind at these tastings and stuff, like with these people swishing this shit around in their mouth and gargling it and acting like they're so
To
I
say
bet
stuff like, "Oh, this has a nutty flavor to it."
yes,
You just
yes,
want to punch him in the eye.
I do. I want to punch them straight in the throat. And it's just and you get like the most arrogant a-holes that come through. You've got to really have the patience of Job to have this job. I'm not kidding you, because you're just sitting there looking at them like you just want to just knock them out. Like, oh God. And they just get worse and worse every year. Or I just get less patient every year at all of these festivals, you know? Like I'm in charge of all of these freaking things. And it's just it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, I've got a whole team and stuff, but then I mean, I have to, and I have to know like what the hell they're talking about too. I'm the one that is the one like telling them about the nutty flavors and about the floral range
Yeah,
and
whatever
all
the
of.
fuck that means. The
I
floor. Heard
mean,
that.
I'm just bullshitting, you know, my God. But I've got like I've got a palette from hell. Like you could, you know, you can put like a shit ton of tequilas in front of me and I'll be able to tell you which brand they are. Or wines. I can tell you which brand the wines are or whatever it is. I'm pretty good with it. But which is no longer a great party trick for me to do.
I like to go
Try
one of those and show up, turn my hat backwards, and
oh
take one of those like liquors and pour a Coke and like just be a total trash bag to those people. Like,
oh my God.
look
I
at this
wish
white trash.
I would love it. I would love it if somebody came into one of my functions like that. That would be amazing because it's just nothing but like people that look like they just stepped off of a yacht.
Right.
And, and it's like, oh my gosh. And Captain Steubing.
Brenda, you drove through 3 states before you found a liquor store. What states did you drive through?
Oh my.
Like Montana, South Dakota.
Who's got a dry 3 states, dry 3 dry states? Ooh, did you cut out? Oh, okay, I hear you now.
I hit mute because I had to.
Oh,
Thought I was
oh,
going to sneeze.
yeah, the Mucinex. Yeah, there's it's a lot of potential people or a lot of pretentious people. So it's crazy. I remember one year, one of my people, she like went to open up another bottle of Perrier Jouet that we were serving at the time. Those are the ones that have like the it's a hand painted flower on the front of the bottle. You'll see it in like all the fancy places, fancy like scenes in movies and stuff. It's got a
Mhm.
painted bottle, and it was warm, and you can't open up a bottle of warm champagne. It'll go all over the place, and that's what she did, and it went over, and it looked like somebody threw buckets on top of these people. Oh God, it was a nightmare. I mean, I was soaking wet, but these other people were it looked like somebody took a bucket of champagne and threw it on top of them. This girl's hair was like dripping. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Pete
Didn't
just
it?
wants to know if you have any Grey Poupon.
Grey Poupon? Yes. Grey Poupon. That's exactly the kind of people I'm dealing with. Yes. Yes. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
That's the same here, SO. I can throw a rock outside of my house and hit 5 liquor stores, 4 barbecue joints, and 3 Mexican restaurants.
Oh yeah. Me
And they all
too.
sell booze in the restaurants too.
Yeah. I've got like a me too. 5 mile radius. I can hit all of those things. Absolutely. So I always say that the person that knows me the best is Eddie from the corner mini mart. Like that man knows where all the bodies are buried. He has seen it all. He has seen it all. He has seen what time I come home. He knows everything about me. And thank God he never says anything. Sometimes he lets me put like I love him so much. He lets me put stuff on a tab when my card doesn't go through.
Yeah, those are good to when you got
Right?
a good corner store guy.
Yeah, I got a great corner store guy. He's amazing. Yeah, he lets me run a freaking tab, which is the best, you know. I'm like Eddie, he's seen me, coming home in cocktail dresses at 4 a.m, you know.
Uh,
So
yeah, I can probably see how you're allowed a tab and
right. Yeah. He's like, oh God, she's been through it. I got an eyelash stuck to my cheek. And he's seen it all for sure. For sure. And he knows everyone's business too. Like everybody in the whole neighborhood. I live in a snitch neighborhood too. The biggest snitches ever. We've got like a whole like Facebook group. Like, oh, did you see that car?
no,
That car doesn't belong in here. Like, I'm not kidding.
I stay the fuck away from all those neighborhood apps and
Same.
like I don't want to know your business. I'll talk to you when we're taking our trash out and everything, but
Oh, I keep my head down.
yeah, I don't want to know all this stuff.
Well, I like that neighborhood app, honestly, though, because sometimes when there's shit going down in the neighborhood, you have no idea what's happening. I'll log into that and I'm like, what's going on such and such road? But other than that, like, and then you get stuck in there. You start reading everybody's
I know that's what I'm saying.
business.
And then it turns into like a soap opera, and
Yeah.
it turns into like a lot of YouTube channels.
Yes, absolutely. It does.
They start
I
private message. Did you see Billy's? His truck wasn't home till 4 a.m. Is he cheating on his wife?
Right. Well, that's what my neighborhood Facebook group is. It's literally just for my street only. And yeah, and it's crazy. Like everybody's I mean, we used to do neighborhood watch, which was so stupid. And then when my kids were little, that's when I was more involved with the neighborhood. You have to be when your kids are little. So, and I mean, I still do stuff for the neighborhood. Um, like I have a refrigerator in my garage with like popsicles and stuff, and the kids just come in and grab them. And I put like little drinks in there or whatever for them. And I get the kids, if it's snowing or raining, the bus comes in front of my house, so I get them on and off the bus if it's snowing or raining. My kids are adults. They don't take the bus, but I still do that just to be neighborly. And then that's about it. And then the rest of it, I just keep my head down. I literally don't want to talk to them. I just pretend that I don't see them. I don't want to know anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of do like I keep my eyes open and kind of see what goes on. Who lives?
Yeah.
Who's coming in and out of people's homes? Like which houses people are up fucking around at like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind
I've got
of
him.
look at everybody walk in and just so you kind of get know everybody's faces, so you can
Sure.
notice when somebody's strange around.
Yeah. Well, we've got a whole group if someone's if someone's strange, but we have also like I'm the person that has everybody's keys to their house. I've got everybody's spare key. I'm that person. I've got everyone's spare key to like I've got my whole neighborhood, my whole family. Yeah, I've got everybody's spare keys for some reason. I think because I'm the only idiot that will get up at 4 in the morning and bring it to you. Probably.
I would never do that. I would never, because that means something. I might get charged with something. Like,
Yeah. Oh
I
God,
don't
you're
know.
right. You're right.
Somebody broke the house and stole the fucking thing. Who's got the spare key?
Yeah. Right.
I don't want nothing. I'm gonna be inside my house with the doors locked and loaded.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You're
See,
right. I never thought of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to see you on court TV.
Oh, the Percocet are gone. Oh my God. Who stole all the Percocet?
See, 9 people got their homes broken into, and Crispy has 9 spare keys.
That's right. Talk about the biggest snitch of them all are those damn ring cams.
Wow, man, you can't get away with shit now on ring cam.
Nothing, man. Nothing at all. Like it's the worst. Those are the biggest snitches. I don't like those ring cams, and they're always pointed like to. They're not pointed in your driveway. They're pointed at other people's houses. I don't like them, and I don't do anything. But I'm just thinking, like, I don't know that whole thing. Although they are really like the new detectives. I mean, they catch all the crimes now.
Yeah, it was oh geez, probably about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I heard this huge crash, and I run to my front door, open the front door, and I see the neighbor across the street. He's just running right in front of my house with a pistol. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look out. Well, we had like a street mailbox where it has like, the 20 people who live on your street. It's just one mailbox for
Yeah.
that street. It was right in front of my house. So I see this dude run by, the neighbor across the street run by with a pistol. And I walk out there and I notice, oh, the mailbox is gone. It's like
Oh
15
God.
yards down the road.
Yeah.
And I go around and he gets some car and he has him cornered in the cul-de-sac with a pistol drawn on him.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, what the fuck happened? So I went to my camera and I watched it back. This car was going like, 60 miles an hour on a neighborhood street. And
Yeah.
it hit that mailbox and the car went airborne.
Oh my God.
And the fucked up part about it, I went and checked my mail because I didn't check my mail and I was expecting something. So I went to go check. I was at that mailbox probably like 10 minutes earlier.
You were kidding me.
Like if I would have checked it 10 minutes later, I wouldn't be talking
Done.
to you.
Right. Right. Oh my God. How crazy. We had a bank robber in our neighborhood. He was like, I mean, the whole street was closed off and it was crazy. This guy was just running through. I mean, I live in the forest, like I said. So he was just like running through the forest and they finally apprehended him. But like we've had a couple of weird things like that. So this is the worst. Like when my little kid was, when she was starting school, she was going to be like in kindergarten, right? So I take her to the ice cream social. And the next thing you know, like, there are police cars everywhere. There's a helicopter above us. There's an announcement like at the school for everybody to get down. Apparently there was like a robbery across, just like at one of the stores or whatever. And they're chasing somebody with a gun that had just opened fire in like a store or something, and they're chasing him, and this gunman ran through the ice cream social with all these kids or whatever. I am like hysterical. I got my kid and her little brother, right, who's in a car seat at the time, and I put him in the car and I'm laying on top of them. Like I'm laying completely on top of a kindergartner and a toddler. I've got the toddler on the floor at that point. I got him out of the car seat on the floor, and because I was just carrying him, and then I pulled him out of the car seat, put her on the floor, and I just laid on top of him. And I mean, I was crying because and the kids are screaming. It was like such a nightmare, but they're shooting back and forth at one another. And I'm like, oh my God. So she did not start kindergarten at that school, even though it wasn't the school's problem, but like I was traumatized. They were supposed to start the next day. I'm like, oh God, no. Like, no. I
Well,
mean,
a little shootout never hurt anybody.
well, yeah, there's all these kids like on the ground, and like my ass was not going to be on the ground and like that kind of thing. I ran to the car and put my kids in the car and just jumped on top of them. And can you imagine just trying to lay on top of two children? Like, I mean, yeah, they loved that. They're like, get off me. I like, get off me, mommy. And there was no way. And I mean, I was crying my eyes out. They were crying. I mean, it was just awful. It was awful. And we couldn't move either. They wouldn't let anybody out, like to drive away. Like we had to just stay there, like, sitting ducks,
Hmm.
That was the worst. It really was. That was so scary. And I thought, like, how traumatizing for her to even have to go back to that school, you know? That was not a good impression at the ice cream social.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of shootouts at something called the ice cream social. Jesus Christ, what kind of neighborhood is
I know,
this?
I know, right? Like it's a nice neighborhood. It just was some weirdo that did that, and then that's literally what he did. Is he ran across the street and ran right into the school while we're all taking a tour of the school, and we're all outside by the ice cream food truck. It was awful. But you do like crazy things when, you're trying to protect your children. And I just didn't want their little heads to pop up, and so I just like made them lay on the floor and I'm like, "Oh God, and it was hot." It was so hot. And I couldn't start the car or anything. I didn't want them to pop up and get like hit.
Yeah,
So I kept him on the ground, and then I zoomed out of there so quickly, but it took them hours and hours and hours for us to leave that parking lot. It was a nightmare. I was calling my parents, trying to like they were freaked out.
they probably were.
So
Mom,
yeah.
Dad, there was a shootout at the ice cream social. They probably thought you were drunk.
They probably did. Yeah, but I'm here. I am. I live to tell about it. So
That's some gangster shit right there.
it is some gangster shit. I had a boyfriend once too that like he called me and told me he was gonna be late because this happened too. This is crazy too. He tried to say that he was well he actually this did happen, but I thought he was lying to me. He was like, some guy just stole this guy's car at the barber shop, and he said and his two kids were in the back seat. And I was like, you guys come up with some doozies, don't you? If you don't want to go out, just just tell me. And
Right.
he was like, he he had the guy get in his car, and he like drove him, or he followed the car, and they got apprehended, and like we went to the police station and he had to give a report, and then he was on the news as being like a hero, and the whole time I was bitching at him, I was thinking he was lying. And he is like, yeah, he was the hero of the story. And I was like, oh God, here I was like, I was sitting there yelling at him. I'm like, you're so full of shit. He was kind of a guy that was full of shit too. So, oh God.
Well, that story can compete with anybody's, though.
Right.
Your story. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You can always one up somebody with that. Oh, I was
For
shot
sure.
at, in a bank robbery. Yeah, well, I was in a gang war fight at the ice cream social in the forest.
And saved my children, for God's sakes. Oh my God. I've got some stories, man. Weird shit always happens to me for some reason. So, but that's crazy. Your story though, like, what was the guy doing? Like, you never even finished. Why did he have the gun on him though?
What do you mean? Like,
Was he just holding him there until the police got there?
yeah, he had him. So he went like Dukes of Hazard airborne when he hit the.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a big metal fucking mailbox.
Yeah.
So he, came to the ground, and you could tell the person wasn't from the neighborhood because he took a right, and to the right there was a cul-de-sac. So he went and turned around in the cul-de-sac, but he fucked up his car, so his car stopped, and I went around the corner, and that dude was calling the police, just sitting there holding him with a gun so he wouldn't leave.
Oh wow. I wonder if he was drunk.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh god.
But yeah, that was pretty trippy.
Mm-hmm.
That I was there. That was standing at the mailbox about 10 minutes.
Yes. Makes you really like
I would have been
really
decapitated for
Yes.
absolutely 100%.
makes you take pause, on your life for a minute when you are so close to something like that, for sure. There's a guy that I know that does deer processing, like and he ended up like just out of necessity, I guess, like whenever somebody hit a deer, the county would call him and for him to come remove the deer, from the car or whatever. And I remember he was at my apartment. This is years ago, and he was at my apartment and he had to go because he had this call, and a deer went through a windshield and decapitated the lady. And I just thought, like, oh my God, this kid was pretty young to be doing this too, this kind of work. And he ended up being like a councilman or something later in life. But yeah, he was pretty young kid. He was maybe like 20. I mean, we were still in apartments, like college age apartments, not like nice apartments. We were still in like some bad apartments. So we were in our 20s, early 20s, I guess. And so he was doing that kind of work. But can you imagine just there was a deer stuck in the lady's windshield and she was decapitated. I thought, oh God, I don't know how.
Yeah, it's not a fun way to spend a Saturday night.
Right? Like the rest of us were all like just partying and this guy's like removing dead bodies. That actually, you know what? Our jail does that too. Like,
Your jail
I knew
decapitates people?
our jail does this thing where it saves money it saves a lot of money, but they let the male prisoners work for the coroner, and yeah, so these guys get to go out with the coroner, and they've got coroner written on the back of their little jumpsuits or whatever, coroner's office, and then they remove bodies from crime scenes, and then they get like good time for it or whatever, because I knew a guy named Dead Run Dave.
Dead Run Dave. So we already know that guy has some stories. Dead Run Dave.
Yeah, Dead Run Dave. So and he worked his time off at the coroner's office.
Oh, don't you? That's exciting. Die and know that Dead Run Dave is going to be in charge of your body.
Yeah. How about like bringing Dead Run Dave home to meet my parents?
I met this guy. His name is Dead Run Dave. What does he do? He works down at the corner. Jesus Christ.
I only know him because he had a crush on me. And I was like, what? His name's what? Dead Run Dave.
Yeah, I hope
So, like,
my daughter never has a story to tell about Dead Run Dave or whatever.
Dead Run Dave. I know, right? Like, I didn't go out with them more than 3 times. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. I never went out with him again when he stopped calling me back.
Right. Oh my god. I've had some winners. Listen, I always would go out with somebody, and then I would go out with somebody that didn't want a girlfriend at all, and then like I don't know what would happen, but I'd end up in a big long relationship with them. It would be like someone that was hard to get, that didn't want any kind of relationship, and I'd go out with them, and then I'd be with them for like 6 or 7 years. That just happened my whole life, you know. I was always in long relationships, so I never really got a chance to date around at all. And I but I had gone on some dates that were like just a handful of dates that were not great. Never, like, I don't know, just not good. Anytime somebody fixed me up with somebody, it would just be awful.
Oh, those are nightmares.
Just the worst. You think to yourself, does my friend know me at all? Like, what in the hell? Um, yeah, I went on a handful of these bad dates. So,
Those can be some awkward dinners.
well,
I think this happened to me twice, and after the second one, never again on that.
right. I started to get smart about it though. Like I started to just meet for drinks, and then I'd always have like some work event is what I'd say, and then I'd say like if the drinks went well, then I would just stay for dinner. But if not, I have to go to my work thing. That's what I would do. But I also quit having these people pick me up too, because I lived by myself. I always lived alone. And I never had roommates when I lived in apartments. And I don't know, like I quit every time. Like they would obviously know I was not interested, you know, but it didn't stop them from walking me to the door and then wanting to like give me a goodnight kiss, which I didn't want to do. And I'd always feel so badly about that, because I would think like if I was that guy and I would go and I would have to, you know, make that first move to kiss somebody and they like turned me down, oh my God, I would feel just terrible. I would be so embarrassed. I don't know how I don't know how men get past that stuff. I would just never want to do it. It's got to be the worst.
You win some, you lose some. But you should, if a dude knows what he's doing, he should know
Well,
beforehand if it's going to be, unless he's just fucking clueless, you know.
well, that's what I figured
Aware at
out.
all about what's going on, but
Yeah. I figured out that they're not clueless. They're just greedy, and they literally know that I don't want to, but know that I'm like nice and won't like and don't want to like hurt their feelings. And
see, Peter just
so,
is like me. If that
yeah.
ever happened, when you got in the car, you're just like, nah, she's a lesbo.
There you go. That's what you tell yourself.
Exactly. Convince yourself this is win-win. Move on.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, I never thought of that. That would have been a good. Yeah, I could have said that. That would have been good. Like, by the way, I'm not feeling men. But I mean, oh God, those were the worst. The worst. I don't know. I just and then I also didn't want to ever like waste anybody's money either. Like if they wanted to take me to dinner and I didn't like them, I just didn't want to, yeah, like I didn't want to waste their money. I didn't want them to spend money on me, because I just thought that was, I don't know, that always would make me feel bad too.
So you're like, you know, they bought me a Caesar salad and a steak. I'll give them a kiss.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's
I like that.
exactly right.
I like
Yeah. I just thought, oh God, like now that I'm gonna have to give them a good night kiss because they bought that dinner, and that's
No,
what
but
I wanted to avoid.
that probably changes a little bit if they took you to Red Lobster on 2 for Tuesday, right?
I love Red Lobster. What do you mean? Oh God. That would have been a makeout session
Oh
if it
shit!
was
You would have got those biscuits. It would have been onto the back seat.
right. Hell yeah. That's a real panty dropper.
Oh man,
Good.
the biscuits
Mm.
got her.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I was watching the Karen Reed thing today, and Judge Bev, the most biased judge in America, had she stopped court proceedings and questioned all 18 jurors. So we don't know why, but they went on to uh to regular court proceedings after that. So I guess whatever she questioned them about,
So
but at the yeah.
can you tell the chat what you're talking about in case they don't know?
Yeah, if you guys don't know about Karen Reed, she was a professor at a university, and she had a police officer in Massachusetts that was they went to a party after the bar, and she's on trial right now for they said that prosecution is saying that she backed into him and he was left in the front yard of another police officer's home. And what we were finding out, she was brought to trial once, and it was a hung jury. And then now they've brought her back another time, and we are just finding it's the most corrupt police force that you've ever seen. In fact, the same police force investigated a death of another young girl named Sandra Birch Birchmont, I think was her last name, and she was a girl that was pregnant, and she was sleeping with a cop, and this same police force covered up that crime. That guy is waiting for to be he's been charged. I don't think he's been sentenced yet, but Birchmore, that's right. And then but this is a big trial right now over in um Boston over there. And this is such a corrupt police force, you just cannot get over it. I put LW onto it. Like, I mean, you started looking into it at like day 15 or something, and
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not. I like some of the big ones, and one where there's like controversy and like you really don't know.
yeah,
Like I get the people who follow this stuff all the time, but there's no fun to me when everybody knows the person is guilty, right? And they're
right.
just like watching something for 4 weeks where you all know what's going to happen. But yeah, this one's pretty fucked up.
This one's crazy. Like it's like a train wreck every single day. It's another train wreck.
Yeah, I listened to Rakita Law
Yeah,
and a couple others during the day here and there when they do they kind of summarize different parts in like 30-minute videos or whatever.
yeah,
It's actually pretty entertaining. Like a lot of these trials are boring as shit. You don't know why.
yes. This one's great.
This is like TV. Some
Yes.
of it's like TV type shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one is really good though. And I mean, it's just at this point, like the prosecution needs to just like say uncle and go hide their heads in shame, because this whole police force, it's like one after the other. I mean, when you think about that, they collected the evidence in red Solo cups.
Red Solo Cup.
It was just, hey,
Who just joined us?
that's Nate the Great.
Oh, hi Nate. You feeling
Hello.
better?
Yeah, still getting there. But
Good.
yeah, feeling a lot better though.
Good,
buddy.
honey.
I dropped the link. I wanted to see how your back was doing.
Well, I can't really show it because there's a.
Yeah, I don't want to see your back.
No,
brother.
we don't want to see it.
I want to see your back.
Yeah, you got a big scar.
2 scars. Yes.
2 scars, yeah. Well, after you get through with all of this, your healing, and then you get finished with your therapy, you're going to have therapy for a long time, and that's going to be the hardest part. But try and
I-
take your pain medicine before you go to therapy. And do it when you have when your pain medicine kicks in. That'll help.
Yeah, I've been taking my pain medicine after when I got home and stuff.
Yeah.
That they described me or prescribed me. So
Yeah, yeah. And then don't let your pain get out of control either, because that's hard to make it for your pain medicine to work if it's out of control. Take it before it starts to like kill you, so you
yeah,
can have it. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
you tell them what to do real quick. I'll be right back. Sorry, I have to
okay,
run to the restroom real quick. Sorry.
that's fine. Yeah, Nate, it'll take a while, but you'll get there, honey. And like, you just work as hard as you can at therapy.
yeah. The one of the therapists went to my house to visit me to see if I need a therapist at my
At
home
home.
for round it, find the ball, round it. The hell?
For home care.
Yeah, for home care, and she said I'm doing great at home. So I don't. She said I don't need her.
Oh,
So
well, good for you.
yeah.
Are you're doing your exercises at home? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm just trying to get better. I mean, I can bend, well, not bend down, but like I can able to, walk. That's basically the only thing I can do right now.
Yeah.
Mobility, but because I walked I don't know how many miles, but I walked a half around around my neighborhood. So okay, I need to shut this off.
Yeah, probably.
But controls, audio.
So you're getting better, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting better. It'll take a little bit, hun, but you'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there, I promise. It takes a while to recover.
Yeah, I believe you. I just
Back surgery is no easy surgery, that's for
that's what I
sure.
heard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Well, if you think about it, like everything you do, it revolves your back. You can't move one limb that doesn't involve your back. When women have C-sections, like, I mean, oh boy, that's a rough one too. Just having your stomach cut open, you can't,
Mhm.
that's the same kind of thing, except the muscles there. You can't do anything without your stomach muscles, and then you got to take care of a newborn baby. It's kind of
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it's
They
hard.
said they're gonna scan my what do you call it? The bladder, kind of like what nurses use for babies, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's kind of creepy but cool at the same time. But
Yeah. You get to learn a lot about how your body
yeah,
works. Mm-hmm.
and the the not so fun part was the tube get on my I guess
You're what? I didn't hear that, hun.
my tube getting my urinal
Uh-huh.
tube get on my I guess wee wee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't hurt. It's just had a weird feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure it is. But it also is kind of nice that you don't have to get up and go to the bathroom either, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes it nice. So, but yeah, that's an odd an odd thing and to have, but it also is nice if you don't have to get up and move.
I mean, we went to walk and move in the hospital, like around the block. Oh, not in the block, but what I mean, like in the hospital that is like, I was on the 8th floor,
Yeah.
and there's like a circle, or just a wrap around. I don't know how to explain it. But it's basically, uh, um,
I know how the hospital floors are, yeah.
yeah,
That they wrap around and you go around. Yeah, I know how they are,
Mhm.
yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, we're talking about urinals.
Oh,
So
urinals. I
urinal tubes.
thought
urinal
Nate would.
tubes.
I thought Nate would have asked you out to Red Lobster by now.
I don't know.
Right, I can wear heels with Nate though. That's good. Hi, Mr. Duggar.
Hi, Duggar.
I'm
Mhm.
Gardner.
How are
How you doing,
LW,
you?
Duggar?
Nate.
I'm doing
What's up,
How
good.
Bubs?
you feeling, little buddy?
I'm doing
How you feeling, Nate?
good. Just healing.
So, do we call you Natalie now or what?
He's joking, Nate. Mhm.
Okay.
No, I'm not joking, Nate.
How are you
Mhm.
doing, Mr. Duggar? What's going on with you?
Man, just being wonderful, being me. I'm too blessed to be stressed,
White?
SO, what's up, bud? P Digits. Oh, everybody out in chat, how y'all doing? I'm doing really good, had a good day.
Yeah.
Sitting here pubbing and playing my game, man. Watching deer walk through the yard and had a great lunch, that kind of thing. Just
Well, that's
typical
good.
retired W, baby.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
Now, Crispy was wondering.
Uh,
I don't know the answer to this, but Crispy was wondering earlier. What are a bunch of deer called?
Yeah. Like a school of deer,
it's
I
a
said,
herd.
but that's fish.
A
A
herd.
herd.
Yeah, it's a
A
herd.
herd.
It's a herd.
Okay. I said a
Just like
school.
sorry.
They're called barbecues, what they're
Oh,
I told her they're just called a fuck ton of deer, but
yeah.
True.
They're trying to kill me, Mr. Duggar. These deer out here, they're trying to kill me. So there's too many of
eat a
them.
couple of put the fear of you in, that's all right. I'll just go on and eat a couple of you and thin you out.
Oh
There ain't no
Lord.
better eating here.
No, there is better eating. And it's not that's not my favorite. And it's gamey and I don't care what y'all say, it's
You
gamey.
don't know how to
I
cook it.
I also
Yet another person that doesn't know how to cook deer or clean it.
You're right. You're right. I'm not going to
It's
either.
all about how you clean that deer, how you prepare the meat. Uh,
Ugh.
Deer has several skins.
Mhm.
You got to peel them off, silver skins and stuff like that. And I guarantee I could cook you a piece of elk or deer,
A
and you would
buffalo.
never think it was elk or deer. You think it was good beef. Buffalo's
Well,
just
I'd
like beef, as far as I'm
I'd
concerned.
rather have beef. Thank you. I'd rather have the beef. And then yeah, with the deer, I guess you got to pick the windshield glass out of it first.
Yeah,
But
or the lead.
right. I don't know.
But my gun,
I don't know.
my deer
Are-
getter usually just makes a big old hole. It goes out all by itself.
Yeah.
But I haven't hunted in 3 or 4 years now, and because I got so many young friends that go elk hunting and deer hunting, and I always
Yeah.
end up with a deer elk quarter or some backstrap somewhere
Yeah, because
along the line.
nobody wants that meat is why.
Oh, what's up, fools? So yeah.
Yeah.
How
Dude,
big is buffalo meat? I heard it's pretty big.
it's the size of a cow, man. They get pretty big.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, there ain't much better eating than a slow smoked buffalo
Steak.
rib.
Nice.
Yeah, well, but you leave that tenderloin on the rib, man. It
Mm,
cooks down so good. We had a
yeah.
guy we was at the rodeo grounds with a big car sale. We had several different car companies there selling cars, and this one guy come in there with his little smoke wagon was selling them ribs. Oh my God, dude! I went and got one and I bit into it. And I said, oh hell no! They were $20 a piece. I went
Yeah.
and got 3 more of them and sacked them up. And I mean, when people got out and found out about them things, they came over there and sold him out. And I was sitting there eating. I was still eating my rib, and somebody said, they said, you got 3 other ones. I'll give you $30 for one. I said, all right, I'll sell one for $30. And so I ended up selling 2 of them, and I kept another one to take home to my old lady at the time. And she said that's the best thing she's ever eaten.
Oh wow.
And it was. It
Well,
really was.
What about the buffalo
That boy
steaks? I've
could.
never had that.
Buffalo steak's just like a cow steak, Nate.
Okay.
Especially nowadays because they tend to feed them out. And now if you go out and just pop one on the grass, it'll taste more like a grass-fed beef than it will for like a finished out bison.
No, yeah.
Which is, when I say finished it out, in other words, they had him locked up for a couple months, feeding him some hot rod feed.
Mm.
Yeah, you're right, P. Digit. Venison is tasty. I tell you, one of the best. I like moose. Oh, that is so
Oh.
good.
Yeah.
And
oh my
oryx.
god.
I don't know if you've ever eaten any oryx meat, man. That oryx meat is
Not
tasty.
today.
What
Not-
about caribou?
Go on and eat your little hot pocket there, Crispy. That's okay. I'm telling.
Just because I
tell you,
like
a lot
I
of
like
people
I like a nice Angus cow.
Well, I really got, I'll put up an oryx steak against a good ribeye. You get a good ribeye off of a oryx, I'll put it against that cow. Or a moose, I'll put it up against the cow. They're tasty, man. They're so good. But I do love me some beef too. Cows are
Yeah.
not safe.
No, they're not.
Holy
They're not.
shit!
I'm a red meat eater. That's for sure. I like
getting picked.
yeah. LW, you still there?
What's that?
Oh, the feet pictures? Oh no, is that what you're saying?
I didn't send anybody any feet pictures, not on purpose anyway.
I sent
Christy sending full pictures. Did you
Yeah.
get any pictures from Christy?
just feet ones. I found out that there's another fetish that
Oh Lord.
yeah, I found out about it. Like
That
it's
is-
not just like the feet thing, but there's another thing where men are watching girls pop balloons. I don't know if it's the bouncing or I'm not sure what it is, but like that's some
I
kind
mean,
of a
I don't know of what you speak, but it is the bouncing. It is the bouncing.
It's definitely
What is bouncing?
It's the bouncing, I guess. I don't know. But that's what
Oh my God.
they're into. So I don't know where these websites are, but LW can drop a link.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Mhm.
I know what you're talking about. Never mind.
Yeah, Nate.
Uh-oh. Nate
Nate's on it.
knows. Are you on it?
No,
No? Okay.
I just
That's
know.
right.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
he did sand crane, crane, flying. Crane is sand crane. They taste like. In fact, they're called ribeye of the sky.
Oh yeah. Man,
they
you've
taste just like. I could
Seems
fool
like-
you with it.
Yeah.
Tastes like steak.
I doubt you'd fool me with any of your mystery meat.
Meat.
Yeah,
Not a
don't
mystery.
blindfold Crispy. She knows.
I do. I do. I have to
I
deal
bet
with
you
like
blindfold Jack down.
not without handcuffs.
No handcuffs there either, man. No, I freak out.
Oh God, me too. Me too. I can't stand like I'm claustrophobic. I like if you dunk me in a pool, I'm coming up swinging. Oh gosh. No yawning, Nate.
Sorry.
Shit, mate. Oh. LW, what's up, man? Our boys took one on the chin today, boy.
Yeah, there's some
We
sorry.
got our brains scattered in that little field, man.
That's why you can't lose games like yesterday. These close games, and they just can't hit against good pitchers. They have to wait. They just gotta hope that they're playing a shitty pitcher, and when they're playing a good pitcher,
Yeah.
just wait till he's taken out in the 8th, and then hit off the bullpen, because they just suck against good pitchers.
Well, now you know how Brown does on four days rest.
Right. So don't do that again.
5 days. Yeah.
Pitchers have it hard
Let's see if
though.
he
They're
does.
yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Let's see if they pitch him on 4 days again. So I don't know.
That's really
They
hard though.
sure
Their
bombed
shoulders get like thrown out of whack after a while. No,
It's usually their elbows, and forearms.
is it? I thought it was their shoulders.
Yeah. They go under Tommy John surgery, which is to fix the tendon in their arm.
Yeah, I thought it was
Having
their
as they
shoulders.
They jack the tendon up, and that's why it takes so long for it to heal.
Yeah, and then they're never as good, are they? Like after they have a surgery, right?
Oh, some of them come back and are good, and but most of them do decrease in the speed. In
Yeah.
odd cases, there's some that got to throw harder after having surgery. So
Yeah.
I mean, it just every individual is an individual thing.
Yeah.
Good night, Nate.
Good night.
Yeah, technology is a lot better too.
Mhm.
25, 30 years ago, somebody get a Tommy John surgery, their career was done, or they'd be out for like 2 years.
Oh wow.
ACL too.
Yeah, like
ACL. Yeah, that's another one.
You were fucked
it hurts.
30 years ago if you got an ACL.
Yeah.
That was career ending. Yep.
Well, McCullers just came back from it, and he was gone 2 years. And he's not the same picture for sure. But he hasn't really had a hard workload put on him yet. They're only pitching him 2 or 3 innings, and that's it. So I don't know.
SO says 12 cows are called a flink.
Them guys are making millions of dollars. Go ahead and give me a little pain in my right arm for $60 million. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'll have it fix myself.
Nate
What's up with LW?
I was gonna say Nate left so he can watch those girls bounce up and down on those balloons.
Great job, Crispy. You gave him a category to go search up. He's
He's
That was
hound
quick,
dog
wasn't
the
it?
shit out of him. He's
he's
kind of curious too.
Right. Absolutely. Even
I
that
have
was
a
the
shirt.
quickest exit that Nate ever had, wasn't it? Oh god.
I got a shirt I got down in Padre Island that says "I love boobies." I
Yeah.
got more compliments on the shirt over the years. The rattier it gets, the more people like it.
Yeah, I've heard
But
you mention that shirt before.
it's a good shirt.
It is a good
You
shirt.
might have just think I like boobies. I'm a stout believer in that statement. I like
Yeah.
boobies.
Yeah. I don't know what that is, but yeah, they seem to be
Sounds like a baseball chant, doesn't it, LW? I like boobies. Tat, 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 tat.
oh, tat even. I don't know if that comes from when you were babies or what that comes from, or just being opposite of a man, but yeah, y'all seem to like them.
There was a lady named Pat who had 3 babies, Nate, and Pat. It was a tit for tit and a tit for Nat, but there was no tit for tat.
Oh,
So I'm an Irish.
yeah.
It's really bad.
I only let's I knew the what is the one the house that Jack built. The you know that one, Mr. Duggar? The
I'm
house
sure
that
I
Jack
have.
built? Yeah. There was a oh, I'm not gonna say it, but like it's a yeah, I know that one. That's my limerick, I guess. Is that what they're called?
Yeah,
Close enough.
I guess that's what it was. We'll call it a limerick just because it sounds like it should be the right answer.
Mm.
We'll take limerick for $80 there, Alex.
Oh, that's right. Dirty little limericks.
Well, Crispy, you were talking about that trial for a little bit.
Oh yeah,
What was
yeah.
the news today? What was the news today on that?
Just today was just the was just the lady, the judge went and questioned the jurors, all 18 jurors. So that was the big thing today, but we don't know what that was about or anything like that. So they but you know, they're just it's just more of the same. It's just a shit show. Every single day it's like a bombshell. But yesterday and today was they have outed the expert. The prosecution put up an expert, right?
Yeah.
And this expert is not an expert. He's lied about his education, and here he's been you know, a crash an expert for these crashes and stuff, and has worked for insurance companies. all these all these trials or that he's testified for are now going to have, you know, it's going to be just, this guy's going to end up in prison. I think this guy's face was so red, and he was on the stand for 2 days, and this I mean they just destroyed this guy has been, apparently he was saying like, yeah, he was working on his education for the last for the last 18 years, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's not an expert whatsoever, and he literally testified that he was, and him trying to weasel his way out of that was crazy. And his resume for for the company that he works for has been completely redone. His LinkedIn, everything, in the last 24 hours. It's a completely different resume than what he had. Um,
Yeah.
So
yeah. So none of their
he's
experts
been
are
on the job.
experts. It's crazy.
What's that, Mr. Duggar?
He's been on. He's been on the job for 18 years. He ought to be an expert if he's been doing the same thing.
Well, no, he just said that no, that was his excuse for not his excuse about his education was that he had been working on that education for the last 18 years. Like he had a degree in but not a bachelor's degree, I guess. And I don't know. You know, he whatever, it just was
Yeah.
no good. I mean, and I've never seen a trial to my knowledge, and I've been in true crime for a long, long time, and I've
Right.
never seen a trial where they have a body that the medical examiner ruled as the death was undetermined. They don't normally they don't normally charge people with an undetermined death. They don't charge people of killing somebody when it's undetermined. So, an undetermined death, like how do you do that if the damn, if the medical examiner can't even figure out if it happened. They also did things like they never I mean, these cops are so crooked on this entire case. Like I said, when you use a snowblower to check the evidence, or to that's what they used, a snowblower at one point to like check to see if there was glass in the snow, which they just did they collected his blood in a solo cup. The chain of evidence was all screwed up. I mean, every single step these cops could have taken. The text messages between like the lead investigator asking if there was any nudes. No nudes. That was like one of his text messages. And the feds are involved in this case. So when the feds are
You
doing
get-
an investigation on the cops, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, see, Mr. Duggar, she's a professional at this stuff. I'm not, but I don't keep up with all this like she does for all of these cases. But this one has been pretty interesting.
Yeah, this one you
Lady-
cannot. Yeah,
Some lady was dating a dude who's a cop. They go to a bar. It's all on videotape. She's texting with some other cop. There's all these cops that know each other.
yeah, they're all related. They're
So-
married to each other. Yeah,
So these cops tell this dude who died, "Hey, come to our," like they like had beef with him. Like they're all pissed off because this guy's trying to bang his girlfriend.
right.
He's like, "Come to my house," and texting him and all this shit. So she goes to drop him off at their house, and then he ends up dead in the morning in this fucking blizzard out in the front yard.
Right.
And they just blame this chick for it that she ran over him. And like everything is just like, it's like TV quality, like drama show. Like these like,
Yeah, you can't make it up. I mean, it literally looks like something you would see on Law and Order. It's just wild. And
yeah, basically, from my opinion, Mr. Duggar, a bunch of cops killed this dude by accident by beating his ass,
yes,
and they tried to pin it on his girlfriend.
yes. And the dog, they had a dog there, right? This family had a dog that was rehomed immediately out of state, and this dog had a history of attacking strangers. And then this man is in their front yard. They don't come out of the house, by the way. Like there's, they had a party that night, and a cop and his wife are in the house in bed, with 5 teenagers that live in the house, by the way, and they don't even come outside. They also sold the house immediately too. They sold this house that had been in their family for generations. And they sold the house immediately after for $50,000 less than they were asking for. They sold the house immediately. They got rid of the dog immediately.
Oh, I think Mr. Duggar had a question.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Was he attacked by the dog?
Well, that's what
Did he
we
have
all
like
think.
bite marks on him? Or
Yeah, if you see,
Mr. Duggar, just use your comment, like your experience in life.
yeah,
Like 3 feet of snow in a blizzard. Somebody is supposedly backs over you at 24 miles an hour.
yeah,
And the whole, like your whole side of your arm has like these, it looks like he was attacked by a fucking shark.
yeah, it does.
Like it doesn't even
does.
make
dog,
sense. Yeah.
it's probably defensive from that dog, trying to keep that
Yeah.
dog off his ass.
His
So what would
arms-
make sense to like a common
Huh.
sense person is like they probably got into a fight and the dog was attacking the owner of the dog. The dog was trying to protect the owner of the house,
Yes.
right?
Right.
While they were in a fight. That makes logical sense.
Yeah, and I think too, like
Hey,
I don't think
His arm, there's no way somebody's arm looks like that getting like hit by a car. This is crazy.
no. Not at all. And it's the thing about it is what's even crazier. Like I don't think listen, I don't think that these cops drug him outside and threw him in the front yard. I think he probably came out, they were all drunk. They were really, really drunk. But I think he probably came out of the house and collapsed is what I think. And then he died of hypothermia. You know, that was one of the reasons that he died. He had hypothermia, but I think he probably just collapsed. I think they, you know, and his eye was swollen shut. I mean, it just looked like he got into a fight, and I don't know about this. I'll ask you guys because, but some of the guys that I've talked to all said that when you're in a fight, for some reason, you always lose one shoe.
Well, that doesn't
And
mean I've been in fights before. I never lost a shoe.
that's what you said.
Never
But
lost a shoe.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, but a
Never
lot
pulled my shirt off one time.
of yeah,
Right? He's
yeah.
I love the guys that pull their shirt off.
Yeah,
Right.
that's hilarious. That is hilarious. I'm trying to find
Yeah,
that picture of the dog bite. If I can
What's
find
gutter?
that picture.
that's good. That way I can see your ribs.
Yeah.
Nothing like a good old rib punch to kick an ass whooping. Oh man,
Mr. Doug, I can see
I'm glad. You know, one thing about it,
Take
when I
this
was
shirt
young,
off.
I had my share. You know, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say Mr. Duggar ripping his shirt off to fight and losing a shoe. That doesn't seem like that would happen.
Right,
No,
right.
no. I almost lost a shoe one time up a guy's ass. One time I kicked him so hard in the ass.
Yeah, I can't. I've never been
You
in
know,
a fight where I lost a shoe.
I can't tell you how many guys that I talked to that said that. It was
Well,
just
usually-
I've never lost a fight, so you know,
Ah,
I don't count my brothers because that was training.
yeah.
I'll say this, Crispy. If people are fighting, if two dudes are fighting, if they
Yeah.
don't know how to fight, it's usually a long fight of a
Yeah.
lot of posturing and missing of punches and rolling around on the ground. Then I can see like a shoe missing. But
Right.
typically, if two dudes, or at least one of the dudes, know how to fight,
Yeah.
it usually ends pretty quick. There's usually a good punch to the chin that ends it pretty quick. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I think like when you were with your fighting, and I know this from dating wrestlers, but you go for their knees and then you immediately get them on the ground. That's the move. That is the move that you do. So that's what I was told. I don't know. Maybe you guys have a better strategy. Who knows?
No, I've usually been either, I've won some, lost some. This is all, I was younger, but, they usually go pretty fast. Either you get them with a shot or they get you with a shot and it's over.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to email you this this picture here so you can show the people what I mean. And then have Mr. Duggar take a look and see what he thinks about it.
Well, he left, so.
Oh, he left already? Oh my goodness.
We've already had Nate rage quit and
Right.
Mr. Duggar rage quit.
Do the people not like me? Why
No,
are they
you're
leaving?
fine. It's me. It's totally me, Crispy. Don't worry.
Where the hell? I just had it a minute ago. Now I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Duh. Okay. Yeah, here's the picture of the I just sent it to you. Of the
Multi.
of the thing. But yeah. I mean it's this trial is nuts though, and it's hard not to get addicted to it because you just cannot. I mean, it's a train wreck every single day, and the defense hasn't even put on their anything yet. This is just all during cross examination that the defense has just. I
Well,
mean,
It's shit like this that, man, I would just tell everybody, don't fucking get into shit because
right,
Jesus Christ, man, there's no such thing as a fair. How about the fucking jury of your peers?
right.
How would you like a bunch of window lickers that you see at fucking Walmart to be trying to
I know.
decipher DNA evidence and
Well,
fucking people
yeah.
go to the McDonald's drive-through but there's a picture of the number one, and they're like, "What comes on the number one?" Can you explain it to me in the drive-through for 20 minutes on every? And these people are going to decide your fate,
Whether,
and if you're going
yeah.
to sit in a cage for the rest of your life. Jesus Christ!
I know, it's so scary. And like the idea the idea that they did this trial, it's like the biggest scandal in this entire town, right? And now now there's a second trial for it. And it's like, where did you find these idiots, these 12 people under a rock that didn't know anything about the first trial? So you have to think about like how they found these people that know nothing.
I
Yeah.
know.
You know,
Imagine being on trial for some shit you didn't do,
right?
and there's like 6 weeks of a trial
Oh God,
of all this evidence and stuff like that, and they send it to the jury. It's like, okay, it's yours now,
yeah.
and they're back there for 45 minutes. And they're like, guilty.
Oh my God, I know, right?
They're like, wait, do you remember what happened like 5 weeks ago? Did y'all look
right.
over that?
Right.
Like,
It's
nope.
like there's no possibility that they had time to look over all of that and they don't let them talk about it during the thing, you know. There's some of these courtrooms though, I think it's have you ever seen these court cases where the jury asks questions as it's going on? Have you seen
No.
that? Like they ask questions in the middle of the trial. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have.
Yes.
But-
Yes, it's pretty crazy.
Like the Rakita Law guy, I saw his clip,
Yeah.
and
Is that the DUI guy?
no, it's another one.
It's another one because that
But you're
DUI
talking-
guy
you're
is
talking-
crazy.
You're talking about that expert.
Yeah.
He faked his fucking thing on LinkedIn, and
Yeah.
they were like, "Hey, this is like shit for TV." They're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
dude, you put a bachelor's degree here that
Yeah.
the University of Alabama in Birmingham doesn't even offer."
That's right.
And then
That's
he was,
right.
and then he was like, "Well, no, that was a typo. It's supposed to show this degree."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Do you have that degree?" And he's like, "No, I don't have that one either." It's like, Jesus H. Christ.
That is, I mean, that's how bad this case is going for these people. And I swear to God, if these people come back and say she's guilty, I mean, oh my God. Like, I mean, I can't even imagine. I don't know what, listen, I read on Twitter, this lady was like, if anybody thinks she's not guilty, y'all are just idiots. And she's like, she said she's guilty as sin. She goes, so what that it's a corrupt investigation? Big deal. I'm like, what?
Hey,
What?
Hank, I'm welcoming Gutters Pub here.
Oh, Gutters Pub.
Gutters.
Hey,
There's
What's up?
somebody in the back room called Digits.
that's P digits.
P Digits, is that you?
Is that you, P digits?
Can you type yes in the chat? This is why you mod people, you know.
Yes.
Makes it a lot easier. What's up, guys? Good to see you.
Hi, traveling
Fools, what's up,
fools.
Oh yeah, it is. All right. P Digits up here.
I'll be damn.
What's up, P
What are
Digits?
you doing, little brother?
Hey fellas, how you doing?
How you doing, Pete? It's good to see you, man.
Appreciate it. Nice seeing you guys.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you on a panel in a long, long time. It's been years.
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, I was on Gutters. What was
Yep.
that? A couple weeks ago, Gutters.
Yep.
So
Oh, I missed the
We
one
get on
show on
there.
Gutters where you
Thank goodness.
You know, y'all
how
were
was
speaking about
everybody tonight? Everybody doing
Okay.
well?
good. You were speaking about jury duty, you know, doing things like that. I got picked to go on this one. I only twice have ever been pulled in. One time it was was going to be like a murder trial.
yeah.
And I'm
Oh.
like, I don't want nothing at all to do with this. So I wore a Misfits shirt and instantly got booted out. The second time it was this like smoking hot Latina girl on trial.
Mhm.
And
I know
the premise of the case was that she was getting charged with you know, the intent to distribute marijuana.
Oh God.
And I guess the thing was she had been they had got it. It had been mailed to her.
Mm-hmm.
And there were other people residing in that house at the time too, or something, with the kind of the way, not to stereotype Mexicans, but a lot of times a lot of people live in a house.
Same house, yeah.
And she was the one that had the lease.
Oh.
And I didn't get picked for that one. I didn't show up, and I didn't, you don't know until I knew the one was a murder trial just because I had some inside information, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to be a part of this one. The other I didn't. But I didn't get picked for that one either. But I was sitting there thinking, man, it's going to be hard to. This girl was like, this hot, drop dead gorgeous Latina girl. And I'm like, I'm going to have trouble sitting in my mind. I'm like, I'm having trouble sending her off to the penitentiary, like I can fix her,
Right.
Like,
You fix her and you got a contact.
right. This is years and years
She's
ago.
down
But yeah.
pretty and she has pot. Hey, she sounded innocent to me.
Well, hold on. I'll be right back. I got to run, let the dog out.
Okay.
Except we
He's
thought-
gonna
already
pee off
saw
the porch. Just so
I might do that too. But
I know that's what's going
while I'm gone, make sure burn everything down. I'll be right back.
Okay. Sounds
I've
good.
never
Use the
heard
leash.
any.
Keep that wolf down on the leash.
I've never heard anybody in my life more jealous of not being able to pee off
I
the
did-
porch than
pisses me off. I gotta tell you, when we go for drives and stuff, Marvin will just pull over to the side of the road
Yeah.
and get out and go pee, and it's like, you dick, I gotta pee.
Yeah.
Don't go when I can't go, because then you won't find a place where we can both go. Because I'm not
Mhm.
copping a spot if I can help it alongside the road. I mean, it'd be different if I could, meander out in the toolies and do it. But a lot of times he's just pulling over beside the road. I'm not doing it there. Not unless I'm about ready to.
The old double door. The old double
I
door
prefer
open
going-
shop.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they look
Well-
at you, just go helicopter, helicopter.
I mean, that's male privilege for sure.
God, the last road trip, it was when we were going down to Florida on a cruise. And so we were going, it was like late at night. I drove like all night. And I was going and going. And I'm one of those people that doesn't like to stop unless it's like, gas, food, like do it all at
Yes.
once. You got to pee. We're going to get gas and we're going to grab, a snack in the gas station or, So,
Right.
but this is like at 2:30, 3 o'clock at night. And I'd been driving and driving. There was like a quarter time. I'm like, God, I got to pee, So I just keep waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally, my eyeballs are floating. It's down to about an eighth of a tank. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, I got to go. And of course, it's like no gas stations,
Yes.
no gas stations, no gas stations, no gas stations. Finally, we hit one. It's like, gas up here in the exit. And then when you go off to pull off the exit, it's like, 0.8 miles or it was like
Yeah.
1 mile to the gas station. At this point, I've got my knees clammed together. I'm sitting there dancing in my seat. I had to stop. I was like, I couldn't even make it that last bit. I'm like, because I'd had to pee like hours. I just like jumped out of the car right there beside the road, and this cop goes driving by, and he slows down and looks at me, and I'm standing there peeing on the side of the road. I'm like just waving at him, and he turned around and came back, to the gas station because I went on and he was turning around. He comes back and he's like, you blowing? I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. I said, dude, I was about to piss my pants. I was like, I'm good.
Oh
He's
God.
you're
See,
good. Go.
here on the West
This-
Coast, we have pullouts, or we have rest stops, and we have, we don't normally, like if you're on the freeway or whatever, you usually have a place to go pull over and go pee. But if you're out in the middle of the Tulies, there's not necessarily a place to go pee. So, and I do hate copping a spot out there, but I will do it.
You know,
The whole world
it's kind of
is
funny how it intensifies the closer to
Yes.
the place that you can go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I noticed about when I traveled a lot by myself was
That's enough.
if I had to pee, I didn't get sleepy. So it's like, go as far as you can when you gotta pee, especially if you were driving at night or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I would open my windows when I get like overly sleepy. You get mesmerized by the road. But you know what? Like I mean, I travel all the time, and so I don't feel safe at these truck stops. and I take like I sometimes I have to take a nap, you know, and so I will take like a nap I go to cemeteries. There's all I know where every cemetery is
Oh yeah,
on the
that's where I
road.
want to take my nap.
Listen, it's so peaceful. Nobody bothers you. At this point, the groundskeepers know who I am. At this point, like they know I'm taking a nap in there. But it's that I feel so safe there. I really do. But I just don't feel very comfortable in truck stops like when I'm starting to fall asleep. Um, so, and I just need like a little cat nap, so that I don't, wreck.
So you
So,
don't end up sleeping in a cemetery.
right. Yeah, the irony in that. I remember when I was a little kid, we were driving from, let's see, Ohio, like, and maybe it was Indiana to California, right? So it's like a 3,000 mile trip, and we were moving out to LA at the time, and we had to take this Thunderbird. It was a Thunderbird, and my dad, same thing. Fools, like where my dad is exactly the same person you are, where he wants to stop and do everything at once. Everyone has to pee. Everybody gets their snacks. All of it. Well, we're driving. We're in Arizona, and where he was thinking that like he'll go to the next exit and get gas, and there just was not a next exit to get gas like anywhere. We're driving, it's like 1,000 degrees, we're 5 minutes from the sun. We've got a dog, there's 3 kids in the back. I mean, it was a nightmare, and he runs out of gas on the side of the road. And we're with all of these women, my mom, 3 girls in the back, the dog is even a girl. My dad has to jump in a trucker picked him up. My mother thought he was never going to be seen again. She was crying on the side of the road because he was gone so long, but this trucker came and pulled over, thank God, and went and got him gas. And it just took forever because there was just no gas stations anywhere to be found. So I remember we saw him at the diner. The next, I guess, like the very next stop that we pulled off, and we were eating at a diner. My dad bought him his lunch or whatever it was, but oh my God, that was just a nightmare. My mom being so hysterical, thinking that he was like gonna be dead. That made it 1,000 times worse as a child. So, but those were the days, you know.
Yeah, there's never a dull moment. I ran out of gas it's been about 2 years ago. And I was like in a hurry one morning, and I went inside, prepaid for gas, came out and got a phone call. And I
Yeah.
answered the phone when I was walking out, and blah, 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 was sitting there talking. I put my stuff and got in the car and just drove off.
Oh
And
God.
I never thought of it, and didn't think about it. I was, needed gas. I was low.
Yeah.
And didn't think about it till I was in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden, car starts. I'm like, "What the hell?" Car's racing. And I went, "Son of a bitch! I didn't put gas in it." I was in a. Oh, thank God, somebody picked me up and took me to
Yeah.
a gas station. But God, that sucked. God.
Yeah, that's happened to me once.
Yeah,
Totally not
that's the
paying
worst.
attention. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always running on fumes. Always.
Well, I didn't run out of gas, but when I got home, I was like, God damn it, I still have a quarter of a tank of gas.
God, I hate pumping gas. I absolutely hate it. So, like, I drive on way too low, way too low. I shouldn't do it, but I just think like, oh God,
It's
I
bad for
just
your
don't
car.
feel like going. Is it?
Yeah, it's bad for your car.
I didn't know that. Oh shit.
Bad
I
for
think
you.
in New Jersey, you can't pump there. They have to come out and pump for you.
Oh, I would love that.
Like in the whole state, like everywhere.
Yeah, the
Wow.
whole state. In fact, I think you got to have some certification in order to pump the gas.
Oh, you're kidding
Oh,
me.
jeez.
Mm-hmm.
I went
Here
into
in
a.
Oregon, you couldn't pump gas in the metropolitan area, like the rural areas. You could, Southern Oregon and all that, but in this area you couldn't until COVID hit, and then they went, "Oh, I think you guys can handle pumping your own gas."
Right.
Now, is
We-
that just women, or is that men and women both?
Hey, listen, I went to a Circle K the other day, and things are always strange in a Circle K, but I went over there and they had a self checkout at the Circle K, and not only, but it was a nightmare because
Mm.
it was, yeah, you had to put the dollar bills in, and I had $20 or whatever, and they were in all singles. They were all in singles, and I'm sitting there like how you would in a, when you're getting change, and I'm sticking this in or sticking these dollar bills in, and they're spitting them right back out to me, and I'm like, chick, I was like, ma'am, could you please give me a 20 with
There's-
these? Like, it was ridiculous. But
There's
I've never
two-
seen that I've never seen that at a mini mart,
No, there's two Circle K's close to me. I mostly go to one because it's more than my route. It's easier, but I stopped by this other one and I saw that. I walked
Yeah.
up there and I saw that and I turned around and I'm not doing this shit.
I know, right? I didn't
It's
even know
enough
what
at
I was
Walmart
doing.
and fucking Kroger and all that. I'm not going in the fucking Circle K and checking
And
my own
doing it.
shit out.
Me neither. I could not believe it. I was so annoyed by it. And the girl wasn't doing a thing. The lady behind the counter, she wasn't doing a thing. She was just standing there watching me like struggle. I'm riding the struggle bus and she's just allowing me to. And finally I'm like, can you help me with this? Like, what? It took her longer to give me the $20 than it would have just to put the $20 in my gas tank.
No, this madness of self checkout has to
I
stop.
hate it. I hate self checkout. I'm
Well,
always
all
scared.
the kiosks now at like fast food. Last time I had gone to a Ronnie Max, I walked in there and I go up to the register and they got all these damn kiosks everywhere. I go up to the register and I'm like, well, yeah, here, I want to order this, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, you have to order on that kiosk. And I'm like, I don't know how to work that thing. I told her, I'm standing in front of you at a register. And
Right.
she's like, oh, and acts all exasperated, and walks over to the kiosk and puts my order into the kiosk.
Yeah.
You're standing at a register, lady. Like,
Right.
what are you doing? This is the dumbest thing. I'm not going to stand there and order. I mean, first off, I would just assume walk out of a, McDonald's. That's freaking nasty. But at the same time, like, surely to God, the register works.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was thinking, I'm glad you guys agree with me because I was thinking, am I just like so lazy that I won't do this? Or I'm glad you agree with me on the self checkout stuff. I don't
I'm-
like it.
I'm not getting paid to bag groceries and fucking work their machine while their
Bag groceries,
while
they don't even
their
have bags.
their employee looks at me. No.
Right, right. This employee was watching me, struggle with this thing, and for at least 5 minutes, and
What do you
then
have-
finally, yeah.
What do you have to say, Gutters? I saw you unmute.
I want to do my own. I don't want somebody touching my shit. Get out of my way.
Oh,
Do it myself.
All right, mute back up, Gutters.
Now, go back.
Gutter, I'm with you on that. I don't mind checking myself out. It seems to go a little bit faster.
I
And
hate
I know
I hate it.
I got the
Does it?
sales. I don't have to pay. Oh yeah, I hardly ever need help.
just keep purposely messing up. And you have to keep
That's not hard.
asking. After like 6 or 7 items in a row, they'll just do it for you. Because like if you just sit there and double scan stuff and be like, excuse me, double scan error. Excuse, and they keep having to come back and they keep having to come back. They'll finally get pissed
So
off and just do it
25
for you.
minutes later, you're getting out of the store.
But it proves a point.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Listen, I deleted my drink that I was drinking because I was going to pay for it. I don't know what I was thinking, but I deleted it. I was going to pay for my drink separately because I had already taken a drink out of it or whatever. I don't know why I was like thinking, like I overthought it. And they surrounded me like as if I was like a murderer. They like had me surrounded. I was like, oh my God, like I'm paying with it. I'm paying cash for my drink. I just didn't want it like going in my groceries or whatever. I don't know what I was thinking, but I deleted it and they just were like thinking I was doing something terrible with my, 60-cent water or whatever the hell it
No.
was.
When you go to check
$1.50
out,
water.
self checkout, you've got your bread, your eggs, your milk, or fucking thing of bananas or whatever. And half the time, those fucking things don't scan right.
No.
But if you have a 9-pack of Miller Lite on a Friday afternoon, you want to go home and have a couple beers, you scan and they're like, well, the cashier's got to come verify your age, and they're stuck over at some old lady.
Yes.
15 minutes.
I'm the old lady.
Yeah. They're over there talking to Crispy about Red Lobster.
Now, does anybody actually okay, you go up there and, you go to the grocery store and there's, I don't know the price, but say it's, 49 cents a pound for regular bananas, 70 cents a pound for organic bananas.
Oh, yeah.
Does, and of course you always grab the organic ones but does anybody actually go up to that thing and it's like organic or right and hit the,
yeah,
it's like, no, these are just regular. They're all organic, right? I don't know. But so none of them are organic. Yeah.
Well, my only thing too is every place is different, right?
Yeah, it is.
You can't get used to any one way of the self checkout because all their computer systems are different. Just like the credit card machine. Some of them you can scan you can just touch your card. Some of them you can't.
That's
Some
true.
of them, everything's different.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I've got to learn 10 stores, how their
Policies.
register works.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. My grocery store doesn't even give out bags anymore, which why they just don't, no more bags. We have to bring in our own bags. And if you don't have your own bag, then you're screwed. They don't even give out bags.
Yeah, or you're walking through there and you grab a random tomato, or maybe it's a small tomato, a big or an onion, and you get it to the counter. Well, is that a Vidalia, a sweet, and all these options? I don't fucking know. It's a goddamn onion. I have no idea what kind of onion this is.
Yeah, right.
Well, technology is not always faster, right?
Yeah,
I've run into a Circle K, and I'm like, I need some caffeine. Let me buy a Diet Coke. And you go put it on the counter, and the person, their touchscreen computer, they'll touch 15 buttons.
Yeah.
Then scan the item, and then touch 17 other buttons.
Very true.
Jesus Christ. You just scan, the old days, you just scan it. Okay, here's $2, and you move on.
Right. Well, Walmart, there was a big controversy with Walmart. I've never really bought food at Walmart before, but I know a lot of people that do. But there was a controversy with the meat that if you scanned the meat, and you were paying a certain price for it, but the weight of the steaks or whatever would be different than what they were scanning up. So literally they were ripping people off by the weight of the meat. I never look at the damn weight. If it's the proper weight on the screen as it is in the package. I mean, I never even thought of looking at it until that controversy came out. Now I look.
P Digits is a barbecue expert, so he probably knows the trick to that.
Probably, yeah. And Mr. Duggar, they're both barbecue experts, except Mr. Duggar has got that. He's barbecue and wildlife.
From an expert.
What's that, P Digits?
I said I am far from an expert. Just enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen your videos. You're good at it.
I've learned a little skill, but probably not like Mr. Duggar, where you're feeding a whole bunch of people. But Tia, if you were talking about, McDonald's, I'm kind of with you when it comes to the hamburgers and everything. However, those breakfast burritos are the bomb. And I'll go in there. Now with the new ones, they always have the 2 lines for the drive-thru, and those were all the way backed up. So I decided to go into it. There wasn't a register; it was just a kiosk. There was no one behind the counter. They're right around the wall, and it's so weird. You go in, do the kiosk, and I never rode a Greyhound bus, but I was like, if I did ride a Greyhound bus back in the day, this has to be the most depressing lobby ever.
Right.
And then they come around the corner and they drop off your number, which you got the ticket for, and you walk up and you just head on out. And it was just, it's weird. But you know, I think soon you won't even be able to walk in. You're going to have you might be able to walk up to a window, but I think they're going to close those things down to where you can't even go in.
Well,
Yeah.
there's already a couple McDonald's that have been built like that. They're like in trials or whatever. But there's some that
Oh.
are open where you walk in, you can't see anybody. It's all walled off, and you do the kiosk, and it like shoots down in like this thing, and you open it up, and there's your food.
Oh, that's so weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
It's like some
weird.
George Jetson shit right there.
Yeah.
It is some George Jetson. Yes.
Yeah, you can
They're just
YouTube it
doing
and see those. There's a couple of them out there.
But that's what happens
always-
when
when I
you
think of
$20 an hour to work at McDonald's.
Right.
They're going to get rid of those, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time I pull into a McDonald's, I'm thinking Soylent Green. So I don't eat too much at McDonald's, man. Remember they had a big thing about, is it kangaroo meat or is
Oh.
it beef?
Yeah, there's
You know?
chicken
Well,
nuggets.
I believe they get their beef from South America. If if I'm correct, in America, it's against the law to butcher a horse.
Right.
However, racing horses that are no longer winning are taken down to the border and sold to the farmers down there. Now, from my understanding, in South America,
Yeah.
they butcher both the cows and the horses.
Ugh.
Good old U.S., but the FDA, they put their stamp of approval on it and go ahead and chow down Americans.
Right.
Oh, God.
I'm not eating Mr. Ed. I'm not eating Mr. Ed. Gosh, Wilbur, he chewed on my plate.
I love
Yeah,
it.
man.
I love a breakfast, or I love you love the breakfast burrito. I love the sausage egg McMuffin with yellow mustard. Yellow mustard.
I've never had the burrito.
Yeah, the burritos are good.
Don't do it, TF. If you don't like McDonald's, don't do it. 'Cause
Yeah, I mean, I
it'll
will
pull you in.
say a Big Mac, every now and then it does have some kind of like nostalgic, good
Yeah.
taste to it or something, or a double cheeseburger and a small fry, if you're on the road or
Yes.
something. But you regret it afterwards. It's like you eat
You
it and
do.
you can it's like you almost smell yourself all day. It's like you smell like a chesemburger from McDonald's.
Yeah.
And feel like shit and wonder if you
Yeah.
ate maggots. And I don't. Bleh.
Yeah.
And what,
Yeah,
and
it
what
gets-
is the McRib anyway?
And I love McRibs. It's like everybody always contacts
What
me.
the
It's like
fuck is a McRib, dude?
I don't know, but I like them.
Now I'll say
Crust
the
meat.
McRibs back in the 90s, the McRib was pretty good. That was pretty good.
It is
Oh,
still
the last
good.
time I tried it was
Crispy's
awesome.
Crispy's a cheap date. I mean, we can take her to Red Lobster and fucking take her out for a McRib. She's down.
I'll
But
tell you what it is.
This stuff,
LW.
I'm telling you, these stuff that it tastes different though. I had a Big Mac like 2 weeks ago for
Yep.
the first time in like 20 years. I haven't had a Big Mac in that long. My son wanted McDonald's. That shit does not taste the same.
It's not
Yeah.
the same.
It's,
It's
not,
not.
the
It's
same
not the
food.
same as it used to be. No.
No, the
Oh.
chemicals and nasty shit that's in it is just.
It's
I'm
three
telling
pieces
you.
of bread. It's like all this bread, and the patties are like, it's like the same small patties they put on kids' burgers. So it's like
Yeah.
90% bread, a bunch of lettuce, and this slop sauce. It was disgusting.
It's
I
the
eat
special
Burger King
You
once
know-
a week. I love Burger King. I do.
I
But I'll
can't
tell
do
you
it.
why. It's because like I'm in with what I do for a living, I'm in those fancy restaurants all the time and I eat fancy food all the time and I'm tired of like that sounds really entitled, but I get sick and tired of like rich fancy dinners a lot. And so I kind of crave fast food, sometimes because
Poor
of it.
thing.
Because I'm always in these nice fancy restaurants or whatever, and it's just too much. It's just too much. I just want something simple sometimes.
It's like, go ahead, Mr. Duggar.
When the fuck did it start costing you $18-20 to get a breakfast at fucking McDonald's? You can go to some mom and pop that has real food and eat like a freaking king, dude.
Yeah.
or go to McDonald's and eat, regurgitated kitty cat for the same bun.
Well,
See, I'm
it's
spoiled. I'm
Stay
spoiled here.
home and eat like a king for $7. I mean,
that's true.
That's true
Very
too.
true.
But I'm spoiled here with like fast food and burgers because we have In-N-Out and Whataburger and Steak and Shake. Like those are
Yeah.
so much
In
better.
and out is
well, and
awesome.
In-N-Out,
Whataburger,
they're
yeah.
actually changing what they're putting in their stuff. Like they're making sure that they ain't got no nasty stuff in their food. I just heard that.
Well, that's good. We don't have an In-N-Out here.
I will say I do like Wendy's. I guess if I go for a burger, I prefer Wendy's over a lot of other
I-
places.
Yeah,
I like
Wendy's-
Burger King. Burger King, I think, is good.
Crispy's gonna be the
Yeah,
last
we have
one.
a lot
wearing
of
that little
burgers.
crown.
that are-
Crispy, did you ever try that? What they call it? What was that meat called that they?
Oh, you mean at Burger King?
Yeah,
Oh, you're thinking of Arby's, aren't you?
vegetable burger.
No, you're talking about like the Impossible Waffle.
Oh,
the Impossible Burger.
no, I did not try that.
It's tofu, man.
I did not. But I like a
Oh, boy.
veggie burger though sometimes,
Well, those fake like veggie burgers and the turkey bacon, they're all worse for you than the original.
That's what I heard.
Like the
Yeah.
turkey bacon at the store, you just flip over the back. It's got like
Yeah.
twice the sodium of regular bacon because they
Mhm.
have to make it that way to fake
taste.
taste like bacon, right?
I love bacon. I think everything tastes better with bacon. Everything.
Absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And
Yeah.
we have a QT around this area, and I think it was like about 4 years ago. I couldn't try it just because when I read it, I was like, those two things don't go together. But it was a bacon shake, a bacon ice cream
Oh
shake.
God. Was it good?
I never tried it. My
You
sister,
didn't try it.
she was like, and when I said, "Did you ever try that?" and she goes, "Oh my God," I was like, "Oh man, maybe I should have," But
Yeah. I don't know if I would
you
like
look at
that.
bacon and you look at ice cream shake,
Yeah.
that just doesn't go together. For
No.
me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nope.
It's that sweet, salty thing, right? Maybe.
So we got RFK Jr.
Oh
Okay,
my
here.
God.
Gutters Pub. What's your favorite fast food restaurant?
No.
Exactly. Gutters is
Taco Cabana.
you got to get the glyphosate out of there.
Beer and Backroads, I cannot eat it. Jack in the Box. That's kind of like
Jack in the
Oh.
Crack.
That used to be
it's oof.
Now,
that was the
PJ
one
just,
that had
I
the kangaroo,
disagree.
the kangaroo meat.
now
that was
PJ
the
just what
first
about Crystal Burgers? Can you do those?
Oh God.
Absolutely not.
Oh, I love me
can't
some
do it.
Crystal Burgers.
I love
though.
me a Crystal Burger too. Well, we have
My
White Castle
wife
here.
loves that place.
Oh, so good.
I can't do it.
Crystals are in the
Nothing.
South.
Lays
Mhm.
heavy on your stomach.
Yeah, we have White Castle here, but no crystals. But I love a Crystal Burger.
They're from
Couple
up.
of sliders.
There's this place from I think it originated in Chicago, Wisconsin, and all that shit. But Culver's, do y'all have any down there in the southeast?
We don't
Yeah,
have 'em
and
here.
I remember
Yes.
Culver's. Yes.
Culver's
Yeah,
is pretty
good
good. I
place.
like Culver's.
Is that Wisconsin? Is that out of Wisconsin? Or
I think it's Chicago or Wisconsin. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm home of the Skyline Chili. If you guys,
No, wait a
guys
second.
know
We gotta talk
Skyline?
about that. That shit looks like hot ass garbage.
oh my God, it's amazing.
Because it is hot ass garbage.
It doesn't
It's
even
so
look
good.
good, Crispy. I
It's
see it on-
really good.
Like
Yeah.
these diners, drive-in, and dives. It looks like hot garbage.
It's not though. It's amazing, and we're the home of it. Don't knock it until you
Hey,
try it.
Traveling, I've heard you talk about Crystal Burgers before, and every time you talk about it, I'm shaking my head, go like, I cannot eat it. However, I am going to say one, and I guarantee none of you guys go there. I still like Long John Silver's.
I like Long John Silver's
Yeah,
too.
So y'all are actually part of that secret society keeping that place open.
You know, they
I
went
love
over.
Long John
Absolutely.
Silver's.
They went over every fast food company. They like got the food and tested it, like many places. Long John Silver's is the most unhealthiest thing that anybody can ingest into their body.
Talk about making you like want to throw up right afterwards. Like that will turn you straight into a bulimic.
The platters are what? Fried fish, French fried,
Yes.
fried hush puppies, and then some people order. I remember when I was a kid, people would order like just a box of like the
The Crispies.
Crispy.
Yeah.
The Crispies. Yeah, just the bottom, just the like the bottom of the grease pile or whatever.
my
just the
God.
shit that falls off.
Yeah.
I would starve to death first.
Fucking disgusting. Yeah.
Gutters is dying. Like and I'm a thin person too. Like you would think that I would be, 1,000 pounds.
I know Burger King, Red Lobster,
Yeah.
Long John Silver.
I know. I know. And I'm probably like
I
I
had
think
a
I weigh
friend
like
and-
128 now.
I had a friend that just actually died last year, and she ate shit food her whole life. And I used to tell her all the time, that shit's gonna kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I eat pretty healthy, honestly. I do. It doesn't sound like it because I'm
No, it doesn't.
So
No.
you're telling us you get the salad at Burger King.
Oh, God.
Right.
Gee.
I look at all the other stuff, but I get the salad.
She gets the Diet Coke, I'll take the double quarter pounder supersized.
Right.
I haven't had a pop. I haven't had a pop in like probably
Ugh.
15 years.
I can tell you're in Ohio. Pop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I don't
mi-
drink
I
pop
miss
at all.
Lubies.
What's a looby?
I miss Lubies.
That was
That was
those
the
white
best
parties
buffet
at Diddy's
ever.
house.
Right? That's what I was thinking.
With good
Where
fried
Only the
are
ones
fish.
on
you?
Thursday afternoon.
That was
That's not nice to give anybody a lube.
No, it's one of those things,
Hey,
Trevor.
LW,
it helps.
What's that, Mr. Duggar?
LW, did
Saying
you
it.
ever eat it? At the
Yeah,
Boston,
you're probably right.
did you ever eat at the Boston Sea Party?
The Boston Sea
No.
Party?
They had
No.
down there in
That sounds great.
around the Nassau.
No, but I know the
Uh,
Lubies because Traveling Fools has talked about that where it's like a version of where he's at. It's like the cafeteria type
Golden
place.
Corral,
My dad loved a cafeteria.
like Golden Corral, yeah.
No, it's not
Ah.
like Golden Corral, like all you can eat. It's just like you go up and order your food. Like it's kind of like a prison style.
Yeah.
You walk across the
Actually,
glass
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Prison
those
style.
places opened up after World War II, actually, and it's because those guys were going through the line getting their slop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That one.
maybe that's why my father liked it. I don't know. He loved a cafeteria. We would just be like, "Oh my god," we wanted to just blow our brains out. But he
Yeah,
loved one.
well, I don't mind a cafeteria. I can't do a buffet.
Oh God,
I just-
no.
no way. I can't do it.
Same.
What cafeteria?
Cafeterias
Luby
like
you-
well, they were big. It was like the big ones that I remember was like Piccadilly and Morrison's and
Yes.
Yes.
oh, God.
That's
Yeah,
what
it's
Luby's
sports.
is in Texas. It's
Definitely.
Piccadilly.
okay.
Okay.
Piccadilly.
Yep, and Esso has another one up there, S&S.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was another cafeteria. But
Yeah,
I,
we
I
used to
didn't mind
eat those all the time.
cafeterias. I like that. Everybody was protecting their hands. It was the same guy grabbing onto the same utensil.
Mhm.
Yes.
But the buffets, absolutely not.
The last time I ate a buffet, so we were, and this was, I would take my grandfather out all the time. I used to take care of him, and I would take him. We would take my aunt every other week. We'd take her down to the airport, and afterwards, he used to like to meet up or have other people, and go to Golden Corral. And I always hated it. Like, I hate this fucking
Yes.
place. I hate this. So I walk up there and I go to the thing, and there's this little kid, and he's probably 7 years old, 8 years old. And I watched him stick his finger about, second knuckle deep up his nose, pull out this huge, just
I knew you were gonna
nasty
say it.
snot. He wipes it on his hand. He wipes it on his hand and then starts digging into the rolls and like just touching
Oh.
all.
Sounds
And I'm like,
delicious.
I just put my, plate down. I was like, I went back. I told my grandfather about it. He's like, I'm never eating in another one either. We never had to eat. And after
Wow.
that, we were like, eating, at least going to a regular restaurant.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, it was
fools,
disgusting.
I needed to like take my ear. Like, oh no, I needed to plug my ears. I knew you were gonna say something about a nose.
Mm.
Well, just
Now,
just think
what about? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no. Go ahead, Pete. Just go ahead.
I was just going to say, do you guys remember like Ryan's Steakhouse or like Quincy's?
Mhm.
Yeah,
And they would
Ryan's.
have
I do.
the salad bars. I never had the same kind of feeling at a salad bar at a Quincy's or Steak and Ale like you do at a buffet.
Right.
Yeah.
You can
Right.
go to Ruby Tuesdays and for some reason. I'll get a salad. Like normally they got all the thing. I don't know. It just seems, but yeah, I know. I still don't much like to do it, but I will scope it out and do it. It's kind of the same thing. You ever go to the grocery store and they've got like that huge open air like tray
Yes.
of food that's just like sitting out with like all this weird chicken wings and meatballs and
Yes.
stuff. It's like who the fuck eats that? Like
I
And,
don't know.
and an olive bar. And
Yeah.
soup.
Yes.
And people are
Absolutely
pulling
not.
off the lids of ice cream containers and licking them. I'm
Yes.
not eating anything that's coming that's open or
Right.
You never
I
know
know.
what can then do it.
Well, they don't even have to touch anything. They're going by shopping. They're sneezing. They're coughing. They're breathing heavy.
Well, just
They're
just think
breathing
about
heavy.
just think about you walking to a buffet, right? And you're waiting in line, and you see this family walk in with like 5 kids, and they're going in front of you. Straight, nobody goes to the bathroom, wash their hands, or you have no idea what these people are doing.
Right.
They could have just came from their house playing with their dogs, like,
if you're
Freshen their
lucky.
ass.
and they're just going straight into the food that you're gonna go into.
If you're
And
lucky,
one
they're
of those
playing with
kids
their
were
dog.
giving a wet willy to one of their brothers or sisters on the way over there.
You're just looking at the
Uh,
buffet is just like it just looks like, to me, a buffet just looks like RSV, the flu, a cold, COVID. Like it just, that's what a buffet looks
Hepatitis.
like. Yeah.
y'all depressing the fuck out of me. That's
It's-
right.
It's like an Airbnb hot tub. Absolutely
Right.
not.
Yeah. Fucking
Oh,
hot tub soup. There you go.
Mm.
Oh,
Now, I did go to
Wow.
one buffet. It's up in Hendersonville, North Carolina. We used to have a place up there with work, and one of my friends and I went up, and he goes, "I'm going to take you to the place. It's a soul food place, and it was Daddy D's." And he, on the ride over there, he's like, "Yeah, you just get on up, and they got fried catfish. You just get on up there and pick up your food." I said, "Man, are you telling me it's a buffet?" And he goes, yeah, it's a buffet. I got in there. There wasn't many people. That was good. But they had this guy standing right next to the buffet. Every time you touched something to grab food and you put it down, he pulled it out. He had another utensil go in. He would clean that thing off. And that I actually felt a little bit more comfortable eating there than any other place with a buffet. But that was probably the last buffet that I've had.
Yeah,
we used to
like
have
potluck.
places that we when we was working construction in Pasadena there, and $5 all you could eat, and you sit down at a table and everybody was past the tater kind of place. That was pretty neat, and that woman, she always kept plenty of fried chicken and catfish and roast. It was delicious. She had 4 or 5 different vegetables, fresh rolls every day. God, I miss that place. For less than $40, I could eat all week.
One of the restaurants I miss, I really don't remember too much of it. I know I liked it. It was a place called Po Folks. that they used to have around here, and that was a really good fried chicken place.
Yeah, I remember. I've eaten at those Po Folks. Not bad.
Heard of it.
It's a one of those fried chicken place. You can have chicken and waffles. I've never quite understood the chicken and waffles thing, but
Well, you have to go to
Me either.
the right restaurant for it. I mean, you don't want to go to like a fast food restaurant for chicken and waffles, right? But yeah, it's
I'm-
pretty
I'm
good.
kinda-
Yeah, I
How
mean,
do you eat the bone? I don't know. I mean,
I'm like
you're gonna have to take it apart. Help me.
I'll see
I
those
don't
two
understand.
things go together as well.
waffles don't have bones, Gutters.
Chickens do. Rules.
Well, they probably just trimmed the bone out of it.
Yeah, it's,
You never had a boneless
Debone.
thigh or a boneless breast.
Yeah, see, Esso's been to Po Folks too. All us Southern people, we know what Po Folks is. Hey, did y'all see? Off the topic of that, did you see where those two people got shot up there in D.C.?
no.
Okay, so two like people from the Israeli embassy,
Hmm.
somebody blasted them and started screaming "Free Palestine."
Yeah. Well,
And that's what happens, right?
Oh, no
when,
way.
when
That's
you know,
surprised.
when,
Fuck
yeah,
around
and they
and
were
find
like,
out.
Israeli ambassadors or people who worked at the embassy or whatever. They'd gone to some thing, some museum. They were coming out of a museum, and somebody, boom, got them.
I don't
That's
know.
not going to go over good.
I don't want to say what I
It's
really
so
think
quiet.
on YouTube.
It's okay, I already did.
It's
It
so
just
quiet.
anyway. It just
It's-
happened a few hours ago, so I just didn't know if anybody saw it.
I
It's
think
so
Margaret-
quiet in here. Oh, Crispy left. Huh. Where'd Crispy go?
I like Crispy. Thanks for coming on, Crispy. Thanks for joining my show earlier. It
You
was
got
fun.
kicked out. I saw in the chat. So sometimes YouTube will, or not YouTube, but StreamYard will drop you. It'll just all of a sudden kick you.
God bless,
LW, you
man. That's-
see, you see this new feature on here where you can show the comments on the stage. You see that?
When I entered, I saw it, but
Click it.
Yeah, click it.
didn't
Let's
know
see what it looks like. I haven't used it.
where is it now?
Like it's
Top of chat.
right above your comments in StreamYard. See the little. You see that little toggle thing right there?
Well, now somebody type.
No, up top.
No.
Above the comments. See, it says up top, show comments.
Oh, yeah, I see
Hey.
the little nipple.
You probably have to take that other one down, maybe.
If that's what you think a nipple looks like, no.
Gigi, shut the fuck up.
Okay, cool. So I see Maltai's comment coming up now.
Mhm.
Somebody had to say it.
Well,
Yeah,
the only
but-
thing with it,
so
it's smaller. It's way tight, like way smaller for me anyway.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in use yet. I was just kind of curious what it would look like.
Yeah, I gotta get like some super grandpa glasses. But yeah, that's a cool feature.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, they need to make it bigger.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Uh-huh.
Just put on
Always
your
about the bigger.
put on your grandma glasses.
You know, the man that's running this show, this StreamYard. That's
It was
right.
always just the opposite with me. You too buku. You too buku. I got tired of hearing that shit.
Oh,
You
geez.
heard me. Come on, give me some love.
Crispy hasn't been on StreamYard, though. We just got it.
Yeah, it's new to StreamYard. That's like they just added it. Oh,
Right, multi-nipple chat. Here in LW, that's called the nipple chat.
Hmm.
Sounds like a snack.
I feel like
Isn't that
we
what
should
George
put a
Carlin said?
plug there.
Nipple sounded like a snack. and new Nabisco nipples.
Oh, geez.
Went south quick.
I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back. Gutters, it's your show. Start yelling at everybody.
Who said I think
She
I'm doing
doesn't
what?
yell.
What's that, P Digits?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought that was you for a second. Maybe that was LW walking away. Sorry, I thought I thought that was you
I
saying.
thought I heard somebody say I could, but I didn't know what he said.
I think I said I'm going to smoke. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
maybe that's.
Oh,
Thinking
maybe
out loud.
that might have been what it was.
Yeah, we'll see. So P Digits, man. Now that you're up here, what's new in your world? Anything fun and exciting going on? What you got?
No, I mean, no, not really. I mean, just work,
Right.
Company I work for, we just keep expanding. So, the push has been on, but starting tomorrow, I get the next 6 days off. So, hence why I'm up here hanging out with you guys. But
That's cool. You ever hear from Millis anymore?
yeah, a little bit.
I love
he has his
those.
own. He has his own little channel, and I can't remember what it's called, Lawnmower something. And
I thought he was leaving the internet for good.
yeah, I guess he just didn't take a step away.
Yeah,
So-
it was a long time ago. That's the last time I've seen him.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think he
bet
came on
that-
Uncle Lou's.
I'll bet
Yeah,
I know
when-
that
Make a
channel.
report.
Then.
when all that happened, I tried to reach out to him because I could tell something was up. I don't know what it was, but I reached out to him, but he kind of, wouldn't return calls or anything like that. So I just, gave him some space. I didn't know what was going on there for a while, but I don't know. I saw him having that little show, and so I got on there and talked to him a little bit there, Fools, and
I think I know the channel now that you. Okay, I see this channel come in every now, like in commenting and saying hey, and I'll bet that's who it is. It's a
that's who it is.
lawnmower,
Yeah, lawnmower something.
lawnmower tractor life, or something like
Maybe
that.
so. Let me. I can find out for you.
That would. I mean, it's all good. But I think I'll bet that's what it is. I think that's what it is. Lawnmower tractor life,
Tractor
or something.
Life. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
On tractor life. SO says.
But he's So yeah, I don't talk to him as much as I guess we used to, but which is fine.
He's a nice guy. I mean, I always liked Millis.
Yeah. I mean, and everybody, I was a little disappointed how he handled it there for a while, but like I said, people just sometimes they need a break, and I don't know what he was dealing with.
Yeah,
So-
nobody does. It's kind of one of
Yeah.
those things where especially if you're in kind of a community like that, you got to kind of expect have a little bit of thick skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, why some stuff would go on, drama, which I don't really care for, but
No.
he would kind of get caught up in it, and I would basically tell him what you just said. Hey, you got to get a little bit thicker skin on that. And really, do you really care?
Well, remember how upset he got when everybody was teasing him, saying that he offed his neighbor and had him in the face,
Yeah.
like all this
Yeah.
stuff. And he was getting so
Yeah.
upset, and so everybody then started teasing him about it. Like he could have just laughed that off and been like, no, and
Well,
nobody
and
ever
I
would have
don't
said
know-
anything.
Right, and I don't know why he didn't. I mean, he also
Makes you wonder.
was interviewed by the reporter with the local news, and he was like, "Yeah, toss it on up there," And I mean, you were kind of creating this for everybody,
Yeah.
and so it's going to take a life of its own.
Yeah.
So I don't.
And once
I-
somebody gets upset, like if you're, especially in a like college football community that, where we all know each other from over there. It's a lot of smack talk. I mean, it's it's basically smack talk community, and
Absolutely.
if you show weakness anywhere, you're gonna get
You're
teased.
going to get jumped on. Even worse, Gutters, I know we're not talking sports. We're just talking about college football in the community. So, we're
Yeah.
not talking sports.
Gutters hears that football word, she starts.
Yeah, she gets angry.
You're walking a thin line. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care.
And you won't like her when she's angry. But no, and like I said, he's a nice guy. I just, I think he's trying to get back in with it, and I hope he does, because he really enjoyed the community, and so, hopefully people accept him, but at the same time, with how he kind of made his little ultimatum, I can also see where people put their guard up. So,
Right? Nobody likes ultimatums, but
no, I don't like giving them. I'm just kidding. But
right, exactly. Nah, he'll be all right. He's
Yeah.
cool. I like Noah.
yeah, and I think last time I did talk to him, he said he's thinking about going to Nashville.
That'd be cool. You gonna go?
Yeah. Actually, my wife really loves that city.
Oh, there we go.
So we're gonna go over there and probably make a week of it, and go do a few things that she wants to do. And try to get
Well,
to
hell,
the
we
salon.
we might run into each other then before or after, whichever way it works. I know Mrs. Full. It's been one of those things. She's been dying to go to Nashville. She just wants to go, and she's never been. And she's always like, I want to go to Nashville. So when they said that, I'm like, well, okay, cool. So we'll probably go a day or two, ahead of time as well,
Yeah.
or stay a day or two after, one way or the other. But
You've
Right,
never been to
exactly.
Nashville, fools?
oh, I have. She hasn't.
I
So-
never have.
Oh, you have?
No, my wife has been there just once, and my wife, growing up, she, was a singer, and that paid for her college, and so, she went to like the Grand Ole Opry and all that places. So, I don't know what we'll do, but I'll try to find something for us to try to get involved with, and like I said, we're gonna hang out with you guys and everything, but we're also just gonna take it as a time for us too. So
Yeah. Yeah, we usually do that at those things. We try to go, a little bit early or stay a little later and do our own thing, as well.
So, but yeah, I guess I am going to look at some of the Airbnbs and the Residence Inn. I'm a big Residence Inn person, so I'm going to look at a couple places and go ahead and try to. I just don't know where everybody's going to be. I'd like to be fairly close to everybody.
Yeah, I think that's still up.
I don't know.
I'll let you know when I hear.
I don't know if my heart could take going to the Grand Ole Opry with little Jimmy Pickens and Conway Twitty and Porter Wagner and Buck Owens, all of them out there been bellering. God, man, what a place.
Porter
I'd
Wagner
love to
touched
go
my
there.
face and called me darling
Yeah.
at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah, I've been to the
Darling.
Grand Ole Opry once.
I would love to went to see Minnie Pearl and
I
Grandpa
went to
Jones.
her house, like her museum house thing, where they have this great big hat hanging from the ceiling and with the tag on it and all of her things. And yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wow.
We had a really fun time there. Mhm. Super fun. We went for fanfare, for country fanfare.
Even Gutters is coming to Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, if she's
Doing
got
it.
her plane. I mean, I'm driving, but she's going to be flying in.
I would like
plane.
to drive.
Did you get that plane from Qatar like Trump? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, he hooked us right
I
up.
knew that was coming up sooner or later. That was
But
hilarious.
you know, what one thing I am looking forward to, I think Tennessee is just absolute. I think that's a gorgeous state. I'm
Mhm.
looking forward to driving through it. Actually,
I love Tennessee as well. That's one of my favorite states.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really want to come down. What I'm looking to do is fly down on a Wednesday and kind of enjoy like Nashville on like Thursday before all the festivities start.
yeah.
What most people, well, I'm not going to give it away.
Well, go ahead. Well, I guess.
Well,
tell me
no,
more.
what
You
they
already
didn't, what most people don't realize is get ready because it's going to be fun and go on and book your stuff now. I've been trying
Yeah.
to preach this. Those dates are already set. Well, you know what happens? I think that Monday
Mhm.
is St. Patrick's Day.
Mm.
Oh, oh wow.
Well, the Monday
Everybody
after,
wearing
right?
fucking green.
Yeah, but that means that all the shenanigans will be going on Saturday. The parade, if they have, and I mean, it's not a huge
I
St.
see.
Patrick's Day, destination, but any kind of play, which I traveled playing Irish music and doing all, like there'll be some cool stuff like that going on. And I think it'll make it more fun dressing up, and there'll be, probably some kind of, St. Patrick's Day run or so, there'll be other, I think it'll make it more fun, I think, in the end.
Right. I just don't want to make it like I'm going to make like a vacation out of it. I don't want to do where you fly in there Thursday night and leave Saturday night or Sunday morning. I don't know. I just, I want to do like a deal with it. And anybody who's there early, I'll try to hang out with them or whatever. But
Well, L-Dub, me and the wife, I think we're looking to get there on Wednesday. So
yeah,
we'll exchange, and if we want to get together, try to find a good barbecue place, maybe.
hell yeah. I'm down.
It's all about the queue. The queue.
Yeah, you get time to settle in before Friday night and everybody starts showing up. You go get,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did I just hear a blip?
Bloop.
No, I looked. I didn't
Oh, okay.
see one in there either.
I thought I heard one.
Yeah, Levy, yeah. Crispy says there might have been some people trying to get in earlier, but did you ever see? I didn't ever see anybody.
No, I didn't see anybody.
Allegedly. Says that so.
Allegedly.
Well, everything is allegedly tonight. I mean, this is the real fake news. So everything is allegedly.
Real fake news.
Yeah, fake news.
Sounds like
Sure.
from India.
So someone catch me up with because I'm I didn't leave work until 8:30 tonight. So someone catch me up with this whole thing with who was over at the White House today with Trump?
The African president.
South Africa, the
it was-
South African.
South Africa.
Yes.
Okay. What happened with that whole thing?
Anybody want to take this? Or?
What happened with what?
Well, what?
Yeah, what happened? What? Evidently, something big happened. So, what
I
was it?
guess. Okay. I mean, does anybody know more? LW, you know more
Well,
about
here,
this?
here I know. I know partially. I actually recorded it.
Let Gutters handle it.
He brought a TV in and proceeded to show the South African president and all of his constituents a video of the over 1,000 white farmers that had been murdered in Africa, in South Africa. And so they were basically the South African president said, "Oh, I didn't know I've never seen this video before." And Trump was like, "Well, here it is." And then everybody's like, "Well, what do you think he should do?" And Trump's like, "I don't know. What should he do?" Well, I don't know what he should. What do you think he should do? Like, I mean, it's taken 1,000. I mean, it was like a whole line of white African farmers that they had
Who produced?
basically murdered there, and it was either
Well,
the
Who,
farmers or their
I've seen the
family.
crosses on the road in South Africa, you know, that they put up for each one that's been murdered. But so could you literally hear the air being sucked out of that room? Is that, you know?
Oh, I'm telling you what, man. It definitely, as it played, only I gotta say, he's just cocky. He's so cocky. He sat there like, you know, like he was the rooster and watching everybody and just and watching the video like this was a, you know, I mean, I really think this is how business should be conducted, and I think it should be conducted in front of all of us. And that way, you know, it's
and transparent?
transparency. Then, yeah, we know what the hell's going on.
You
So,
know what the stupid part of it is? They're killing off the white farmers who produce over 90% of their food for South
Mhm.
Africa.
Right.
You know,
yeah, it was.
and it's not like it's slave labor out there in the fields either.
I'll be
Let's get that
cutting
straight.
that video up, and I'll be doing that short where he shows him the TV and plays the video.
Are you gonna do that Friday for the afternoon show?
Well, no, I'll just make that a short. So,
Gotcha.
because I can't seem to ever play it when I do lives, it just glitches too much. I have too much of a shitty system. Hopefully, Fools is going pee.
No, I'm here. I'm here right now. What are you trying to do? What's the deal?
Nothing.
I was
No.
listening to a video on the stuff.
Good to go. I should have just shut my mouth then. But yeah, so I won't be playing it on Friday, but I will make a short out of that.
Yeah, we're trying to keep our Friday show like a little non-political, you know.
Gotcha.
Well, no, he was talking about my Friday morning, I think.
Oh, Friday. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'll listen to her while I'm working.
I got you.
Usually, I don't have anybody in the class, and I can just do paperwork and get caught up. So,
Nice.
but yeah, I was just trying to catch up. My brother was in my ear on the way home, and he was telling me that he read that Michelle Obama had prostate cancer. You know what that means, and he started giggling about that. So, not giggling at anybody about prostate cancer. That's not a good thing, but yeah, my brother's a pretty funny guy.
I
That's pretty
I
funny.
watched a video today where it showed Biden back in 2022 talking about, he came out and said that him and others had cancer, that they had cancer. And it's kind of ironic that 2 years, I mean, I think at the time everybody thought he just misspoke, but now you got to wonder.
I want to throw my 2 cents in. First off, and biggest, there's some people that need to be charged with elder abuse to Biden. It's like Trump come out and said, he said, no, Biden, he wouldn't let all these people come to our borders like that. You know, and that was all signed, but the orders were signed with the pen. So, you know, they need to find out who really was running this bitch. And you guarantee, and it's a big blow up about, you know, because it's gone into the bone and spread out through his body. That doesn't just happen overnight. That's 5-7 years. So he was ate up with cancer the whole time he was in the office. You know, he found out when he was in VP. And they're trying to, but he hasn't had that little simple test that's not invasive at all to find out if the president or the vice president of the United States has prostate cancer. Okay, it's just absolutely ridiculous that, you know, that if he went through physical, they should have pulled one of them tests. You know, and like his doctor is in business with him. That's kind of strange too. You know, let's keep it all hush hush. So I think it's elder abuse, and I think they just pretty much they didn't think Joe was going to make it anyway, but he pulled him and outlived his youth. My 2 cents.
I think I've hit that
And in
point
fact-
where I'm burned out on politics. I really do.
Okay, well that's cool.
No, not talking
Yeah,
about
sorry.
it.
I didn't mean to bring it
No,
up.
no,
Sorry
no,
about
no,
that.
no, 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 no. I can talk about politics all day. I'll go on a rant here right now that'll piss everybody off. Like, I could talk about politics for hours. My only point was just like, there's just like all this drama and like stuff for clicks that doesn't really matter in the world.
That's true.
Yeah, I
Like,
just
when-
want to see the funny stuff.
No, yeah, like like Trump did he did a video of him swinging a golf, and he was hitting Bruce Springsteen and he fell over, like when he tripped on stage,
Like he did with the bike.
right?
With Biden.
When he did it with Bruce Springsteen a couple months ago, Bruce Springsteen tripped on stage, so that was funny. That's the stuff that I
That's
don't.
pretty good.
I don't like the stuff like
Memes.
we're going to investigate Bruce Springsteen. Trump doesn't need to be posting. He's going to investigate Bruce Springsteen because he said something at one of his concerts. That goes against everything MAGA and everything was for like 8 years. Like
I agree.
That's
letting
right.
people have their voice. Now you're going to fucking investigate Bruce Springsteen because he said he doesn't like Trump at a concert. Like,
Well, for saying anything, I don't give a shit what he's saying. It's freedom of
Right.
speech, damn it.
right.
I mean, how do you draw the line on that? It's just freedom. I mean,
It gets tiring watching the same people in MAGA and all this shit who fought about all this shit for 8 years turn around when they get in office, want to do the same thing. That's
Mhm.
the whole reason behind MAGA
Yeah.
was to do the right thing and not
Yep.
be like partisan politics. Now they fucking want to open an FBI investigation against fucking Bruce Springsteen. It's nuts. Everybody on Twitter is like, lock up Bruce Springsteen. Put him in jail for what? What law did he break?
Well, and then not actually investigate the ones that they should be investigating, like all those crooked sons of bitches in Congress and that, yeah, all those, all of them.
Who's
Yeah,
doing
you know what I
that?
want to see? I care about investigating Bruce Springsteen. I want to see the Epstein things. You know, somebody be held accountable for that. I want to see somebody be held accountable. You know, for actual real
Yeah.
crime, for insider trading. I want to see you know
Absolutely.
that kind of stuff, not some fucking old fucking musician from that's had some good songs. You know.
No, but
Right?
that,
Yeah.
that's
I
the
mean-
thing. Like we could say, we were bitching about us getting kicked off of Twitter or fucking saying something on YouTube, which now you can say, but back then you can talk about the vaccines. We were bitching about freedom of speech, and now the whole cat turd MAGA crowd is like jail rock stars. Like I thought we were against the Nazis, but we're back to
Right.
know,
Right.
like let's I don't know, it's retarded.
Yeah, come on. It's like, don't fall into that same shit that we were just pissed off for them doing.
That's right.
Well, I think Trump's going about it a little soft-toed anyway. I don't think he's leveling it down as hard as he could. Optics are everything anyway. We all see just snippets and little parts of things going on. Who do we know is telling the truth? Right now, they got me about as gunshot shy as a hound that just can't stand the sound of a gun. Who do you believe? Who's got the most
Well-
convincing look in your eye? Lie.
I get what you're saying, Duggars, but Trump doesn't sugarcoat anything and he doesn't hold back on anything. He absolutely has no filter, and he speaks his mind in every way. And so really, there's not a whole lot to guess there, because all you got to do is go to the YouTube White House and you can see everything that he says every day. So, and what his White House staff says. So I think that, and that's why I think people are like, wait a minute here. I mean, we actually have places that we can hear what Trump is really saying. And yes, he does know more than he's probably letting on to us, but it's still, there's a lot of things that he said, you know, he was going to do, and chop, chop. I mean, and I know certain things take time, but, you know, don't just say shit just to get the media to look at you and, you know, pay attention to you. Just run our country and get the shit done.
Well,
I
I'm with Fools.
you gotta be a
with the whole Epstein thing. I mean, this has been going on for what, 8 years? Stuff like that should be already taken care of, and we should know.
Well, it's repulsive that the only person in jail is that lady, you know, and he was supposedly, you know,
his wife.
Or his, you know, I don't know, were they married or they, whatever, Giselle or whatever
I think they were. Yeah.
Giselle.
Yeah, and she's the only one. But nobody who committed the crimes are in jail. If she's in jail, it's because crimes were committed. If crimes were committed, then you should jail those people who committed the crimes.
That's a perfect point. It's a perfect point right there, Trevor.
Those people should be in jail. And I mean, I know the logic and, you know, why, because once you start them, I'm sure there's Saudi Arabian princes in there.
Yep.
You know, the King of England now is probably one of them.
Not probably
brother.
Andrew.
Right. What the repercussions it could have on the whole world. That, because I still to this day, I think Epstein was CIA. I'll die on that hill.
I think his father-in-law was or something, wasn't he? And he actually he's the one that basically gave Epstein the money to get into the whole stock market or whatever and get into that whole thing, and where he kind of found all his money and shit. So I mean, yeah, he was definitely deep into it. And which tells you just how close the CIA and, you know, Wall Street and all that shit is.
Well,
I think he worked for the Israeli. I think he worked for the Israeli intelligence and the CIA. Kind of played them against each other. It was definitely a honeypot scenario. You know what I mean? And I mean, come on, that's some evil shit going on over there. And you know, where's Helen? Where's Helen? She had a little temple just like it's on that island.
You know, in a lot of these countries, like Fools was talking about, they've got some of our secrets too. You know, and they're probably saying, "You want me to go ahead and release your little secrets?"
Yeah, and B-Dig, this is my big thing, right? We have to I'm not this fucking suck ass fucking, I don't know. My generation, we were all about being independent and stuff like that. Independent thinkers. I can't get into this cult type shit. Dan Bongino and Kash Patel, both of these fuckers. I like Dan Bongino. Did for a long time. He wanted a show for the last decade. You know, and the last few years talking about how Jeffrey, and presented the evidence how Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. And Kash Patel went on and said, we're going to, you know, he didn't kill himself. Like, they have like years and years of saying this. They get in there and then they go live on some interview on Fox and they're like, he killed himself. I've seen the evidence. That's it. It's over.
Right. And that's one of the funny, I was going to bring that up too, LW, talking about the whole thing, it was like at the same time, like right after they got their foot in the door, they're both like, yep, nothing to see here, folks. You know, and it's like, wait a minute, y'all been the ones like you've been the biggest ones pushing this. So, I mean, to me, it's obvious that the names are too big. Otherwise, they would have gone and taken and thrown some smaller people under the bus, but the smaller people that were there know about the big, you know, names would have just, it would turn into a waterfall. And I think everybody should be held accountable.
Right.
But at the same time, like, I would sooner say just burn it all to the fucking ground and put it all out there. And, you know, we'll just pick the chips up afterwards, because I think any kind of crimes like that are Like, you can't look past that. I don't care if it burns. Really, you know what I mean? If the whole
Right.
economy falls, we can't look at money as a better thing than some kind of weird shit with children. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's no. I'd sooner be
Right.
Well,
Like,
let me ask
Crispy-
you this, Fools. Do
Go
you
ahead.
think that the whole thing with P. Diddy is a way to, that because that's kind of moving a whole lot quicker,
like a
where
look
they raid
squirrel.
his house and and just kind of, not a sacrificial lamb, but to
Look squirrel.
feed the appetite of the people that, wanted to see something from Epstein.
Right.
And correct me if I'm wrong here. So it's not a televised because it's federal, right? So they don't televise federal, only state. So that's kind of the thing. We're only getting like trickles out of the courtroom is kind of what I've seen. So
Right.
that's kind of the whole thing. I don't know.
Well, back to the Epstein thing. Here's the evidence that we know, right? So, Crispy, she does all the crime drama, so this will make sense to her and anybody who has common sense. And so, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested for sex trafficking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there has to be people he got the girls from. So those people have to be put on trial. Those people, if they have proof that he was sex trafficking, to arrest him and bring him to federal, they have to know where he got the girls from, and then they have to know who he gave them to or sold them to or provided them to. But he was the only one.
Well, and that woman who was grooming the children is why she's in jail.
Giselle.
So
Giselle.
in a criminal conspiracy, you have to have an origin, and you have to have the middlemen, and then you have to have the buyers, right? In a situation like that, they only arrested one guy, which means they only wanted him in custody. Then he goes to a federal prison in New York, and the cameras break, the guards fall asleep, and his prison mate was a fucking former police officer who was in life in prison for killing 4 people.
Right.
And then he shows up.
Not only were the guards, they were like
Right.
substitute guards because the other 2 guards had called in sick.
Right. And all
And
the
were those guards' names, did they ever come out?
right. No. It's just the camera stopped working, the guards fell asleep, and they've got a psychopath cop who murdered 4 people as his prison cellmate.
But say you were one of the guards. Would you say anything? I mean, you're gonna die if you do. Let's be honest. Epstein said you're gonna die if you say anything.
Well, the most important thing about it is that there's this bone, like in the spine or neck or something, like in the neck, that is typically broken in 3 spots when it's like a hanging from, like if you're hanging yourself from like the top of the garage and there's like a snap, right? Prison hangings are usually done with a sheet with the bunk beds like low to the ground, so you're kind of just really choking yourself slowly. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? There's no snap of the neck. It's like one of the only cases ever where somebody in prison hung themselves and it snapped those bones or that bone 3 times. Like all the evidence shows that this wasn't a normal suicide, right? The cameras, the guards, how his neck was broken. None of it makes sense. So I'm with Fools. They got in there and the new administration was like, oh, well, we can use this info to blackmail other countries and stuff like that too. So it's just continuing the same problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all an information collecting thing, I think. And there was crime. I mean, there was obviously there had to have been crimes done, or maybe there was. Who knows? I still think the guy was CIA, and I still think she probably was too. And she's supposedly serving out this term. Where the fuck is she really? Does anybody really know? They're probably living in freaking Bali or something like that. It's some place. I don't know. I still don't necessarily believe the whole story.
No, and that's
her dad was a double A.
Yeah, Maxwell. Yeah,
Her dad. Yeah, they when he died in Israel, they had this big funeral for that cat. You know, he was a double agent from Israel.
Yeah, there's no, and that's the only thing with like Bongino and Patel coming out that fast and leaving it that they didn't even go into detail. They're just like, he killed himself. That's it. It's over.
I think maybe they're trying to. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
No, they're don't hold your breath on all these fucking arrests. Like, it's just not happening, brother.
Right.
I think
And
he's
there's no-
alive on the fucking beach.
Probably so, but there's no secret society. There's no 10D chess. There's no people working behind the scenes. There's none of that. All of that is false. It's fake news.
I think you're wrong there.
Well,
I think
we'll see.
I think there is a Illuminati. I think there is a deep state. You know, manipulations happen, and I didn't
say that there was a deep state. I didn't say that.
Oh. Yeah, well, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crispy
tired.
makes a
I'm
good point in the
tired.
chat. Crispy makes a good point in the chat saying that, like, you know, and there's no thing ever saying like where Epstein made all his money. Like they go, oh, he made it in real estate. Well, anybody who made that much money, would you be like, you could track it back to these things like, oh, well, like Trump, you know, oh, he bought this property, sold this property, he did this, he did, you know, blah, blah. It's always just like, ah, he's a real estate guy. You know, he made it in investments. Well, what was it? Everybody else, you know,
He was
with him.
He was gifted. He was gifted the most expensive house in Manhattan. Who gifts somebody at the time? Well, at the time that he was gifted the house, it was just given to him, transferred into his name. That house was worth $77 million. Do you know anybody that would just like sign over a house for free that cost $77 million? Like, who that's insane.
None of it makes
Somebody
sense.
you catch having sex with little boys or little girls, and you got him on film. I'll take that mansion there you got, or I have to show this to the cops. So I don't know, man. That dude was evil, and there was some power behind him. I think he was, like I said, just like Ghislaine's daddy. I think he was a double agent for Israel and CIA. I think it was complicit, both of them, because they definitely had hands off of him, but he got a little too weird, you know. And that one chick, one of the victims that was, you know, they had actually sued him for money, died in the middle of nowhere in a bus accident. She got all injured, and they're trying to kill me. And she said, I'm not suicidal. Well, guess what? She committed suicide. Wow. So it'd be scary, boy. I'm fucking fed.
Yeah, they're all. There's a whole lot of corruption, but nothing seems to ever come of it. And like I said, I just think the people that are implicated in it are on a world stage too big, and I don't agree with that, but I think that's the way that it's looked at.
This is the real fake news gutters. I mean, LW. I like that.
LW might have stepped away. What's up, Iron?
I'm trying to figure out how to share a video. That's all. Keep going. Don't mind me.
Oh, okay.
I bet Gutters be jealous because she does. I have a porch to pee off of too.
I know. One day Gutters is going to have a porch to pee off of. Oh, wait. If he gets done with that surgery.
Yeah,
Marvin
so,
and make her a
they
swing
have
out
those
seat.
little female things that you can use.
Could
can
you
do
use?
while you're standing up? I don't know if I could do it.
I
Thought
mean,
about getting one to try it out.
you should do like a review on it.
Not.
Yeah, you
Oh,
could
that'd
do a
be
YouTube review.
hilarious.
That would be great.
It's like one of those things that girl went down there to chase that astronaut. Was he wore one? Is that what you're talking about?
It's like I don't know how it works. What is it? Some kind of
It's like a
thing?
funnel, but it's like long on one end so that like you can stand up as a woman and you can pee into it and it'll shoot it straight out in front of you. Like if you were a man holding your wang.
Damn it. But that means they can write their name in the snow. Is nothing sacred?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, but
I
they're from
think I'd be
Timu,
a
so
little
it's all written in
concerned.
Chinese.
Yeah, I think I'd be a little concerned about still pissing on my pants to be moving a whole lot. I'd just feel successful if I actually could do it without, getting piss everywhere. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That is probably the most ultimate subject we have ever discussed.
But I've always thought, I wouldn't mind just trying to see if they actually worked.
You should get one. Do a review on it. Do a YouTube review.
Yeah.
It'd probably go viral.
Yeah. No.
Day one, I have not pissed my panties. Day two, I have not pissed.
Pants are still dry.
So, yeah, are you going to do a product review with that?
Yeah, I don't think so.
You could get sponsored by them. That could be your new sponsorship. Every show you do, you'd be like,
All right, you do a review on those one underwear that the Vicks had then.
all right, I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right.
You know which ones I'm talking about? The ones
Yeah.
that like the underwear have elephantitis with the big.
Well, the elephant trunk underpants.
Yes, yes. I can't remember what the name is, but I'm sure we can find it.
You know what sucks so bad about that was, how you look at an advertisement or go to a web page and the cookies or whatever, it follows you and keeps putting those advertisements. When they were talking about it, they posted the link to the damn thing and they were laughing, making a joke. So I clicked on the link and looking at them like, oh my God, like these are so, like this is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. Sat there and because they had posted the link, everybody look at this, Next thing I know, every time I'm logging on to I'm going through my stuff, scrolling down, there's that, the advertisement coming up for those. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't want to see this every time I scroll through. It was like happened for like 2 or 3 days until it, the algorithm changed or whatever. God almighty.
You just need to start searching for a whole bunch of stuff for a while. Go ahead and
exactly.
check that out.
Like, hunting equipment.
So today I was watching, I don't know, it was some
God damn it, I'm back.
short videos. I don't know. It was one of those stupid, I don't know if it was shorts or what, but there's something called Bukkake. Is that what it is?
Bukkake.
Yeah.
You gotta get this right, guys.
I had no idea what this meant. I had no idea. And so
You searched.
the girl
What is
goes,
it?
of
What is
course I
it?
did. And as soon as I did it, I'm like, oh no, now it's in my history.
Yeah, so now you have
Exactly what is that?
Japanese porn on here.
Well, it's like it's
Just Google it. Google it, P digits. I dare you.
Oh no, I know. This is way better.
Okay, I got it. Yes, Gutters, please proceed, ma'am.
well, it's a love lotion. A community love lotion.
Is this like baby oil or?
You're right there. We don't want to burn LW's channel down that quick. Look, Mr. Duggar left. He's like, I'm out.
Poor LW's channel's like grand opening, grand closing. We just closed it down with bukkake.
Good night, all.
See you, Bubs. Good to see you, man. Good night.
I had no idea, Bacon. I'm serious.
Later, Doug.
That's
No, I
too-
think I have the idea.
Yeah, I've heard of a lot of things, but
You don't have to.
that
You
was
don't have to describe it anymore.
yeah,
I
not
felt a little ridiculous. Kind of like when I learned about docking, when I learned what docking was.
oh no.
Oh, God. And soaking.
Now let me ask you this: where are you hanging out, learning all these new?
It was years ago that somebody mentioned it. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Maybe you need new.
What kind of
friends.
algorithm is on your computer?
It was Marv's cousin and his wife. It was,
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah, at least you're keeping it in the family.
yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. Sick.
Fucking
It's,
hillbilly.
what's kind of funny about using someone else's computer, you can kind of see what they're looking at. It's, one of my buddies and I were talking about this. You had the porn videos back in the day, the VHS, and you would pass that off to your buddy. No one ever rewinded; they just stopped the video. And so when you hand it back, you were like, "That's what did it for you," That?
I always remember that comedian saying, you ever go to one of those friends of yours' houses and you go over there and they've got you open their closet up and they've got this whole collection of porn videos. And they're like, I don't understand it. I have one and I still don't know how it ends.
Right. I haven't even made it through the first 20 minutes.
That's funny.
Yeah, I forget who that was. It was a pretty funny skit, though. He did it a lot better than me, built it a little more. But yeah, that's now one thing funny about people you go to somebody else's house and their computer's sitting there. I always start searching for weird shit on their computer. They're typing in all this weird shit and leave it just to mess them up because then they'll get all those advertisements and this and that. And maybe their wife will come in and look at their search history or something, who knows the problems you can cause.
Well, I was listening to a kid on, I don't know what channel it was, but he was talking about how he had went over to his buddies and he, of course, gets on his buddy's Wi-Fi and they were all playing games. And this one kid who he didn't know, there was two kids there he didn't know. And so the one kid starts asking him questions about things that, he said it was like we were best buds, because we liked all the same things and all this. And we'll come to find out that kid was able to get into this other kid's phone through the Wi-Fi and was able to see what his search history was. So he was the one saying, he was the one looking at it and saying, oh yeah, I love going snowboarding and I love this, I love that. And he knew that because of this kid's search history.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Oh my God. So this kid's like,
That is-
always clear your history.
Yeah, that is creepy.
Hope they
That
don't
is
look at my
creepy.
history.
What else can they get into?
Don't they know there's an incognito tab? God damn it. Figure that thing out.
Right? Jeez. Fuck. Just use DuckDuckGo. Hell. Come on.
Get a VPN.
Well, that's
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, fools.
Yeah. Yes,
I
sir.
sent something to Twitter. Can you? I'm going to screw it up. Can you put it
I
back
got you.
there? It's the latest one. The latest one in the group. The group message.
Okay, not that picture. You don't want me to bring that thing up that Gutter sent in a minute. My favorite kind of.
see.
No, don't put that. Hey, man, do that on your channel, not mine.
Man, I loved it. I'm like,
Is this a Tim Dillon thing you want?
Yeah, I was I caught this guy like in 2019 or whenever it was, before he was big. Now he's one of the biggest comedians in the world. And he actually did an hour-long CNN interview the other day. It's pretty good, but it's just a funny video about the Jeffrey Epstein. He went around Hollywood dressed as the Temple. It's pretty back when he was like a nobody.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
All right. Oh no, this is shared the wrong thing.
I don't know about the volume, but
Up all the way.
As a sacrifice temple, there's not a lot of cities you can work. This is one of the only cities. You know, the problem is a lot of these people already have sacrifice temples they've been using for years. So to break into it at this point is very hard. You act like you don't remember me. I remember you. Last July, we had a lot of fun. Come on. He knows. So I'm also trying to get into entertainment. I'm trying to do that. Has anybody else's boss also killed himself? It's like fucking weird, you know? Listen, I mean, this is like the next phase of my life. I didn't expect this to happen. I thought I would work until retirement, but now I'm fucking, you know, out here in LA trying to break in entertainment. This is my dream. I always wanted to be a stand-up comedian. Even when Hillary Clinton was slicing the throats of children, I said, I just want to make people laugh. My owner is dead-ish, wherever he fucking is. He's not using me anymore. You know, the other day I was out and I saw the Scientology Celebrity Center and this motherfucker didn't even say hello to me. Bitch, you know who I am. You fucking know who I am. I've had just as many celebrities inside of me as you. Okay? Fucking clown. And everybody thinks we're both fucking pervs and weirdos. Okay? Everybody's like, it wasn't always sacrifice. Sometimes it was music night. You know? You think I control what goes on? No. I get hired for a job like everybody else. People do what they're going to fucking do. There, I'm like a bouncy castle for satanic pedophiles. You know? That's not all I want to be. Finally just got headshots. Meeting with a manager. Don't know how it's going to work. Don't expect anything. Somebody told me to start a podcast. I mean, I guess it's not a bad idea. But this is where it's at now, you know? Jeffrey used to look at me, used to say, one day I'm going to be gone and shit's going to be different. And you know what? He was fucking right.
so retarded. Isn't that funny too? How Ellen's set was like the whole like Jeffrey Epstein's island.
That's a bit creepy.
Yeah, look.
My brother and his wife, they were like, right when all this was going down, they were somewhere in the Caribbean, you know, out there doing the thing. And they went on this, they go on some pretty cool vacations, and they were, you know, going on this like excursion, you know, this diving thing where they were going to a bunch of different places. And one of the places they took them was like off the, like right there in front of, you know, and they're like, now we're going to dive in front of, they're like, this is the famous Jeffrey, you know, these people are like selling it like this is some great thing. And all this is going on. My brother's like, everybody on the boat's like, like, it's so good, you know, like, yay, we get to see Epstein Island. They're like, yeah, we're out there like snorkeling and shit, looking up, and there's Epstein Island, you know, they're like, this is kind of fucked up.
Right?
Yeah, kind of weird. So who owns it now? Didn't some like Saudi Arabian prince buy it?
Yeah, probably. You know, the same people who sold Trump the plane.
Let me look it up. Well, that's Qatar. That's Qatar. Let me see.
Now, and this is where the hypocrisy comes in. What if Joe, like what if one of these countries sold or gave a plane to Joe Biden? What would y'all do?
I mean, they technically didn't give it to Trump. They gave it to the United States Defense Department.
Airport, yeah.
Okay, so what if they did that? What if they did that to Biden? Would y'all be on Twitter defending him?
If I'm not mistaken, Something came down. I was reading that the offer and that deal had already started happening under Biden.
Yep.
By who?
Stephen Deckoff
Bedford?
bought it.
Oh, yeah, I was looking that up too. So who
Founder
is it?
of a private equity firm, Stephen Deckoff, founder of private equity firm Black Diamond Capital Management, bought it for half the price of $60 million.
Like, could you buy that? Yeah.
No.
Okay, so Stephen Deckoff intends to transform the infamous island into a luxury resort with plans for 5-star 25-room establishment expected to open sometime in 2025. It's like, hey kids, where are we going on vacation this year? We're going to Epstein Island.
We're gonna go see how we're gonna go stay at the place where all the oligarchs raped children.
Right. Like,
Right.
who the fuck would ever want to go there?
Right. Jesus Christ, some morbid shit.
I would think that you would need at least 2 generations before you cut the ribbon on that place.
We're building an amusement park there. It's like
Just turn it into a prison and get it over with. I mean,
Yeah.
just take it.
exactly.
I mean,
Kids eat free.
It's fucking horrible. Who the fuck would go there? Like, well, we bought Neverland and we're moving it to Epstein Island. It's going to be the
you
biggest.
don't have
attraction
kids? It's
since
okay.
Disney
We've got
World.
some for you.
Yeah, man. None of these motherfuckers are going to be held accountable. It's such a joke.
Oh my God, that's bad.
Yeah, that's all you can do is make fun of it.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It's horrible, but yeah, I don't know why you could. I mean, I'm sure it's cool as shit, you know, the property and all that. You know, I bet it is cool as hell, but it's like moving into a house that a bunch of people were murdered in. You know, like, do you really want to live there? No, I don't. I don't want to live in the murder house. I just really don't want to.
And he had like a whole thing in like Arizona too. He had like a compound in Arizona where he was doing this, and they never talk about this anymore. But they were like some fertility like compound where they were. He wanted his DNA.
I'll bet he. Oh, that's
Like,
obvious.
He wanted to make like all these. There's a whole weird thing going on in Arizona too that they just
Gutters.
all of a sudden.
Is that love lotion you were talking about?
Right.
Right. Is that what's that?
Gutters Bukkake. Go Gutters Bukkake
Don't even do that.
Clinic. GKC opening soon in Arizona. Or not, no. GB, I can't even spell it. GBC. GBC opening up.
GBC. Jesus. That's just rotten.
Hey, that's what she's
That's
getting her
crazy.
RV ready for. Go down to Arizona.
Right?
So that was a deposit, a storage area. LW. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
a fertility. What'd you say it was? A fertility?
No, he wanted to make like his whole race of people. Like, I don't know, like on Traveling Fools Channel, you know, we were talking about Hitler and stuff like that.
Makes you wonder, would they just go in there for injections or what?
You know, a Traveling Fools knows this. Like World War II is so much more complicated with like the Treaty of Versailles and how much it fucked over, you know, what am I fucking head? How did I get on the full screen? But it's more complicated than that. But do what?
I'll fix you. There you go. I don't know what happened, but I got you.
But like, you know, World War II was very complicated with the Treaty of Versailles and all this other stuff like that. But people try to make it out like, well, Hitler just woke up one day and he just hated Jews, and that's how the war started. But there was a lot of weird shit in there that we adopted, and they adopted from us, and it still goes on today with like the eugenicist and shit like that. And that's what Jeffrey Epstein was about. That shit never went away. It was all about the perfect race. And
Yeah, it's like you're talking about like with the Hitler stuff and all that. We totally like all those people who were doing all those bad things, over there. We were like, oh well, that's okay as long as you just come over here and be our scientists and tell us everything you know because we need it. Then you got like the people like Mengele and all that, Joseph Mengele, and the angel of death, going down there and making I said, was it Argentina or wherever the hell they were, he was doing all that testing in Germany about having twins. And then there's that village, where he supposedly moved to, and there's like 9 out of 10, childbirths were twins or something. Don't quote me on the numbers, but it was like all these generations of twins after he got there, and stuff. It's like, it was shit going on.
There's Operation Paperclip. Yeah. The multi nailed it right there.
Yeah. Yep. Paperclip.
We had like a Nazi draft. We took like 100 of their best fucking Nazis, who were all into. One of them started NASA, Werner von Braun, and we took their best.
Yeah, we had to be like ahead of the game on the next war.
Right. But it's all fucking weird ass shit.
So it sounds like Epstein did have some property or something, or he did have some stuff going on in Arizona, but actually he had planned to have a fertility ranch in New Mexico.
Yeah, it was one of those fucking states. Mr. Duggar's over there running it right now.
Retired my ass.
Mm-hmm. Who knows what he's barbecuing? What kind of rub you putting on there, Mr. Duggar?
Got to get it to its perfect temp. Wow. Yeah. What a scary world.
It's like, that's not meat tenderizer.
Right. It's going to make you rethink wanting to eat one of Mr. Duggar's barbecue plates.
That's it. The whole thing's insane, though. Oh, yep. Boys from Brazil and that. So.
Yep.
Yeah, whole thing's screwed up.
Yeah.
But I am glad Gutters could educate us on some of these, the Urban Dictionary tonight, though. That's
yes.
Pretty nice.
You know what docking is too, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no. No idea. Please explain that one to us next, Gutters. We would love to hear that
What's
one.
that?
He'll do you don't want me to, I can tell.
No.
No. Yeah. No. Have some class, bitch.
That's all that P. Diddy type shit. I don't want to hear none of that shit.
Docking? Is that? Did he do that?
No, it's all a bunch of gay shit. Like pissing on people and shitting on people.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody wants to talk about the P. Diddy case?
Well, that's not docking. Isn't peeing on people.
I know it's not peeing on people, but it's the same area. Ugh. Go over to Ben's and you can talk about that.
It does include at least one turkey neck. I can tell you that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to rage quit.
Fool's gonna be so pissed. Did you leave, Fool?
He should have. I should have.
He did. He did. He's gonna be so pissed. He missed that.
Ugh.
You guys got anything planned for Memorial Day?
I think I'm going to wash and buff my RV out.
Are you talking about buffing stuff again?
Yeah.
SO has something he wants you to Google.
No, I'm scared. I'm so scared.
Believe
Yeah, hey, we'll keep it up, Essa. We'll have her ready for the strawberry shortcake within the year.
Oh God.
All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to call it.
You're gonna love them.
I'm going to call it.
You off.
Thanks for Crispy Treat, who joined me at the beginning. Mr. Duggar, Nate the Great. Hope your back's doing okay. Traveling Fools, P. Didge. Thanks for coming on, brother. It was great to talk to you tonight, man. I appreciate it. And I appreciate a couple shows ago, you hung out in my chat the whole time when we did like a co-stream thing. I appreciate that. Gutters Pub, I hate you as usual. Multi in the chat, the goddamn bacon. Everybody go, let me sub up. Or let me I don't know. Where's my phone? Anyway.
Have you ever go over to Bacon's channel, LW?
I did a while ago. I don't know. Maybe I got unsubbed. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I don't know. I haven't seen him live quite in a while. Maybe the YouTube algorithm hates him, but I like going over there. I like Bacon. Bacon's a cool guy.
Yeah, I appreciate
It's
it.
a 35-foot motorhome, diesel. Got Bacon.
All right, well, guys, I'm gonna jump off. L-Dub, thanks for letting me up, man. Had a lot of fun.
Hey, man, anytime, brother.
And,
Later, P.
everybody
Diddy.
stay safe.
Later, brother.
All right.
Good
See you
talking to
later, PD.
You got something cool to take out too here, LW, or what you got?
Yeah, I was just trying to wake.
Yeah. Anyway, everybody, thanks for coming in.
We're going to end the how I always like to
What
end
are you,
it.
retarded? So I know you're not retarded, but what are you, Down syndrome?